Hey, so this is something new. You can see us now.
We're in
I'm
3D.
So fucking sorry that you can see us. Yeah, we're in 3D. So this is Pixel FM. That's Chris. This is Peter. This is Ruffle. And I'm Steve.
Because we would switch the video, we can't say our names.
This is like the worst thing that could have possibly happened.
Us on camera? Yes.
So the funny part about this is if everything went right, like what you're seeing behind us right now is going to be something like dumb
Peter
as
Weller's
shit.
head.
Otherwise,
Dicks.
it's just green. It's just green if it didn't work out right. So one of the two. But yeah, we decided we wanted to switch to video, for your entertainment and to up the quality because we are the most professional.
Because one random
podcast.
person told you to.
Yeah, like some dude was like, "Dude, you should go to video." Ha 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 ha! Like
okay, let's do it, and we did it in a week and a half.
Yeah.
And it was shows.
Hey, thank you to the guy on eBay that sold me the camera for like half off Best Buy's price.
Yeah.
And-
Right?
Shut up, I'm drunk.
Not yet.
Yeah. I had to liquor myself up to get through television. And then Walmart and Kmart for the lighting. Thank you so much. And wherever you bought that light, where'd you buy that?
Walmart again.
Walmart again. I thought you were
Yay!
He sent me a text message. I'm going to get an automotive light. And at first I was like, what the fuck is an automotive light?
Well, it's not an automotive
He needs
light.
a generator to run it.
It only works when we shut the door and it turns on.
It's a tungsten light. It's supposed to be good. You can diffuse it, but
They're bright.
Yeah, they're bright. They're bright
I
as
went,
shit. It's
I went to Walmart and
incredibly bright down here.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, it's
Don't look out
basically
that way.
a solar flare down here.
but we could go brighter. Over there and over
We
there.
might have
Always
to.
brighter.
Yeah, we might have to get some.
Well, we don't
lights.
need to worry about it being cold in the winter.
No, I mean I'm cold right now, but
I'm sweating my balls off, man. It's hot down here.
I'm just
I
frigid.
sweat regardless, so I'm
Yeah,
warm.
you got your beer sweat going. Not yet. You're still doing good. You don't look like you're getting ready to
My
pass
beer
out.
sweat? Shut fuck
his
up.
you
skin
usually
is
start
like,
drinking,
it's
and then you just,
basically
like,
I'm surprised it hasn't happened to you. It's basically just like pork, and it's just like, you can see, like the beer sweat, like the alcohol coming through his pores. I'm just surprised that you haven't like synthesized your skin into like some type of pork leather or something.
eat it.
You want to lick it off?
But we should probably get started like we always do with what we've been playing. And you know what, Pete, why don't you go first?
Steve, I've been playing Gone Home.
Yeah, I actually want to
I
talk to you about
fucking
this.
hate it.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
I finished it. I
Wow,
finished
nice.
it. I think it's garbage.
Really?
I think it's garbage.
Yeah, each his
Do you
own.
guys play it?
No, I don't own a PC,
It's-
dumbass.
I don't know. It's basically it is like in the same vein as Myst. You start in an area, and it is a new world to explore. You don't really know exactly what's going on. A little bit of backstory to start it. Basically, you're an older sister coming home to.
Catherine Greenbrier.
That's her name?
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbottom. I know it's not his name, but I like his name better that way. Fuck you.
So you're whoever the hell Steve.
Listener. Sorry, viewer now. Yeah, God.
What is
Sorry.
If
What
you're
is it? It's
blind, you're
Benedict
still a
Cumberbatch.
listener.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
I love his name. It's so British. It's so British, it's perfect.
he's
Monocle,
British.
monocle,
I
monocle.
know that, but the white,
Monocles. Monocle.
would you say he was
Monocle.
Sherlock Holmes?
He's Sherlock Holmes in Sherlock.
But the best part
BBC.
was you said he was Sherlock Holmes, and I go, isn't that Johnny Lee Miller?
That's the American. Yeah,
I
the
know. It
American
was just
one,
funny.
yeah.
American.
Lucy, America.
America. Yeah. So you're coming home from overseas, and you get home. You give like, hey mom, hey dad, I'm coming right home in like 12 hours. You don't have to pick me up though. I'm a fat cunt, and I'm just gonna get a ride myself. Jesus Christ, you don't know you're gonna leave and go overseas until like, I'm stepping on the flight right now. It's in the 80s or it's 90s. Sorry, it's in the 90s, so you're not actually on a cell phone. So you get home, and
God, those
there's
were
a note
days.
on the door, and nobody's
Those were the
home.
days, no cell phones.
There were cell phones in the 90s. Zach Morris had one.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they were like the size of a car.
Yeah.
Vroom. Hello.
God, what was it in Wall Street when they show like the first one ever? He pulls it out, and it's like literally.
It's the military
It's
phone
like the
from
two- yeah.
Vietnam. Yeah.
That's
Taking out, like, the
exactly what
rubber
it is.
antenna you can pull around. Yeah.
You have a guy with everything strapped to his back behind you when you're on the phone.
I need to make a phone call.
Okay, so you get home and you explore this. You explore a mansion to try to figure out the story. What happened, where your parents are, where your sister is, what's going on.
So you get home and nobody's home.
Nobody's home. And like I said, it's like Myst, so you got to do some exploring, and it's a mansion style game. But I mean, the game was like $20, and it was
$20.
something I would.
Isn't it only like an hour long?
It's a couple hours.
I think it was like 2 hours and 45 minutes. I played it in a single sitting.
Yeah, I did too. It was like a flash
kinda
game that I
stiff
would
for
consider
20.
not playing all the way through. I mean,
Wow.
that's how much money I think it deserved, which was
To put it in terms that you would understand, it's Journey.
Okay.
It's an experience. It's
Okay.
like a movie.
but the whole thing is stupid. And
But you were like walk through your own house though, don't you?
it's not your own house. Your family moved while you were overseas,
Okay.
so it's
So you're robbing
So you're
the house
exploring
right
your
now.
new
You're-
house that's
yes.
not your house.
yes, and it basically it tells the story of your father, your sister, your mother, in a slightly lesser extent, and your father's uncle is mentioned. It was originally your father's uncle's house, and he left it to your family in the will. And I think the whole game is stupid because there's nothing right about it. If I'm going through my house, like my two biggest complaints is that the sister's story was the main story.
What?
You always want to murder him with a shopping bag.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to.
I know that. I can just see it. He's fucking seething. It's
People can
Steve's
see
like
you.
It's like Steve's like top 3 games of the year, and Pete's
I
like,
know.
I fucking hate that pile of dog shit.
No,
Okay, I'm
I know.
over here. I'm far enough away. You might fall and hit me. I'm sure that'll
Yeah.
happen.
I just kept a trip.
I just thought you were giving the big kill
Pratfall
Russell
right
for
in the middle.
burping.
No, it's gonna be me for farting eventually. It's gonna
Why
clear-
don't you just like stuff that in there so you can trap the gas?
That could be a fucking
Dude.
biological weapon.
South Korea picks him up on the radar.
It was rough today.
Okay,
Go ahead, finish.
so thank you.
How was this pile of shit?
So
Ooh, this is the nice.
so you
piece
have
of
4
shit.
rooms to get a story, and I'm gonna go full spoilers here because I don't care about you guys.
I'm not gonna. I mean,
So-
Steve actually offered to let me come over and play it with him, which would be kind of cool.
play the game with him or
Yeah.
play it with him.
You know, play the game with him.
Wink.
We could call it Chris sucks at PC gaming.
Can you not wink? Is that why you say wink?
No,
You have
I
to
say
move around with like mouse and keyboard.
You can play with a controller if you want.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
good because it'd be a fucking. Well, it'd be funnier to watch me try to control something with.
It's probably
Blah,
harder
blah,
with the
blah, blah.
controller anyway.
Oh yeah, with the wads, with the waps.
Which is, I've never heard anybody say WADS because I always said West because it's WASD, not
WASD.
WADS.
Yeah.
And that would be WADS anyways.
I say WADS. If I'm saying anything, I say WASD. I don't say anything. I play a fucking game. I don't want to talk about how I control it. The only question I have is inverted or not inverted, and that's
Inverted.
it.
No, I
It
can't
depends
play
on the
inverted
game.
controls now.
I can't play.
It'd be
inverted.
different with a mouse, but when I'm on a controller, I'd play inverted.
My
I think
God.
I think if I was on a mouse, I'd have to have it normal because then it would just be kind of weird because you'd actually be moving the controller
Yeah.
up.
No,
'Cause then I
it'd
wouldn't
be
really.
the same for you.
You think
You'd
so?
Be the same.
Yeah. I
You'd
don't
be
know.
the
You
same.
get the hang of it. So, anyways, it is okay. There's a lot of things I don't like about it, but the first thing is a linear story that you learn in a house, which the father's story starts out that he had some problems as a writer, but it makes it by the end that his book has come back in favor. His book was some years old and has come back in favor, and he's written a final book in the series, and things are looking up as for him as a writer.
He's essentially like Tom Clancy. He writes like conspiracy thrillers dealing with JFK.
And he's writing about JFK because at the same time that he was molested by his uncle.
And I should probably preface this. He's talking about the linear story. All of the stuff that we're talking about, you can miss depending on
Yeah.
how you play the game.
Okay.
It depends on how.
So you could just kind of wander around the
yeah, how
house
much
and
you
then
explore.
miss it all.
I think if you do just the bare minimum, you only pick up the sister story because her story is the most important story in the game. It ties into the final moments of the game.
Okay.
So I think you only get her side of the story. And her story is actually the most interesting, I thought, out of all of them.
I think the most interesting story is the father and the uncle story. But anyways, so you go through the house and like the first room I went to was the father's library, probably where he works to study, and it paints him to be a failed writer and having problems with his current job, which is working reviewing audio systems and record players or CD players or cassette players or whatever. It's the 90s. It's kind of a weird time.
The Walkman.
Yeah. Blossom.
There's a lot of 90s references, and there's like when you get to the living room, there's VHS tapes of like X-Files episodes on the floor. There's a lot of like Riot Girl music and like Bikini Kill and stuff like that. So it really paints a picture of a time that we don't.
Do you like the X-Files?
Yeah, I like the X-Files.
Who didn't like the X-Files?
I'm just wondering. Some
Russell.
people didn't like it.
What?
I
He
was
doesn't
sure.
probably remember it.
I've
The
seen the
X who?
X-Files.
How many?
I don't know. It terrified the
How
shit
many
out of me.
X-Files have you seen?
How many X-Files have you seen?
though. Like the actual file.
I
or the
smoked
show?
2 whole X-Files,
And now he's
and now I'm
paralyzed.
paralyzed.
He probably has only seen fucking X-Files without Mulder.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I've seen.
Oh, with the T-1000 in
Yeah.
it?
Oh,
yeah! Robert Patrick. Johnny Cash's dad.
What?
He's Johnny Cash's dad and Walk the Line.
Ah.
Yeah. I love Robert Patrick. Robert Patrick's awesome.
Yeah, he sucked on that show. That's the reason it went
You
off
can
the
take
air.
my money, but you
They
can't
never
take
should
my
have let
money.
go of him.
Gillian Anderson's new show is extra cute. She's on Hannibal.
Didn't know she was a lesbian.
She is? Right on.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not.
No, speaking
She
of
said
lesbians,
she's quite hot.
the sister was a lesbian. That's the big reveal in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like,
Are
she.
you,
she
is he lying?
no.
No, she's.
I'll
No,
believe you.
Spoiler
like-
alert,
like
I
the-
take it.
That's
It's-
it's like the big reveal is like she's a lesbian and she's being persecuted for liking another girl, and
It is
it's
the 90s.
very
Yeah,
very
you probably would
cliched
be a
though.
little bit more.
It's
Well,
very,
it's the 90s.
I know it was very cliched. But regardless, all the way back to the point. The first point I
Lesbians
want to
probably
make.
would have been more accepted than gays in the 90s.
Yeah,
No, I still think it's the same thing.
I don't really remember, any issues. I'm the oldest one here, and
I never gave a fuck.
I didn't either. What? I am the oldest one here. Fuck, you guys are always like, "Brr, brr, brr." I'm like 8 years older than him.
All right, Grandpa, get on with
Shut
your
up.
story, Pete.
He's grandpa. I'm dad.
No, you're Pete.
Okay, Pete. So you get to the first room, and it paints the father in this is one very specific way, and it's definitely a room where he works. But you get to later rooms, and he's not a failed writer, or he's not an alcoholic. It shows, like the bottle of whiskey. Like, I don't live in a house that is like, okay, this month I'm going to spend in this room, and then this month I'm going to walk my ass over here, spend in this room, and just leave artifacts of where I was in that particular month.
It's a video game.
Yeah, it's
Well, they
stupid.
could have
I'm sorry,
portrayed it
but
over.
it's a fucking video game.
it's
I mean,
stupid.
it really.
and the sister left her shit in every room.
Like
every
actually shit in
fucking
every
room. Not-
Was
not-
she like
not
a
literal
cat?
turds.
Did you have a little cat box in every room?
Not little turds. Your sister's not a cat, but she has parts of her story are in every room. And the other thing that gets me is there's book bags. Like, the sister has like 4 fucking book bags in the game.
Jan Sports.
Huh? I think that might have been. It's a good call.
My parents got me a Jan Sports purple backpack for my graduation
I
present.
had a black one.
They had to travel to like 100 miles to find a purple one
Oh yeah, for purple. Yeah.
to find the one that I would want.
I think my parents got mine at Dick's or something like that.
I was so happy.
By the way, viewer, I don't know what it is now, but if you're looking for Dick's Sporting Goods, type the whole name into Google first.
Yes, my friend's father found that out the hard way.
Wait, what?
Quite literally.
Yeah. Hard way.
Wait, what did you put in?
Dicks.com.
Oh, did you start clicking around though, looking for?
No, we were
The
all in the
shoes.
room together, like me and my buddy and his dad, and he was like, "This is wrong." And then his wife walks in, and she's like, "Oh God, not again."
Oh, not again.
Speaking
What?
of, okay, I know I'm going to cut you off. We're going to go on a tangent here, but
That's all we do. This
I
is
know.
not Pixel FM.
Did
this
you
is Tangent
finally
FM.
Did you finally play Stanley Parable?
No, not yet.
God damn it!
Damn it! Because I actually watched someone play through the entire
I'm-
thing.
I'm really
It's
busy.
literally like a half an hour long.
It's how long you want to make it. I think. It depends
Really?
on how-
There's any decision you make, you can make the other decision, and it's a branch.
Yeah, I did.
doesn't-
He did that, but then they kind of forced him to go the one way. And
Yeah,
is
well,
it
I mean,
is
a
it
lot of
Stephen
decisions.
I don't
No.
know.
Fry? Is the name?
No.
I don't think so.
He's a famous.
I don't.
British
I think it's
actor.
just a British guy.
Yeah, I don't think that game's pretty low budget. I don't think there's anybody like name wise attached to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Whatever. It was
Saying-
interesting.
wait,
We'll wait until
you're saying British people all sound the same.
we'll wait until you
Shit.
play it. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I'll have.
What
to
do you mean
play
by
it.
you people?
I have it.
Did you
I
play
just
it?
haven't
Yeah.
got a chance to play it.
I don't want to talk because I watched someone else play it.
Yeah.
I probably won't play it, but it was kind of interesting. Some stuff in it,
I
but
really liked it. It was good.
was
Unlike
weird.
Gone Home. So, so back to this.
tear Steve down.
The other thing is, so once again, spoilers. The sister, you find out having a sister, in love with a girl. She joined the army, but she decides not to join, and like hey, meet me over here. You know, I'm 100 miles away. So the sister goes to meet them and live a new life. But before the sister left, because she's a fucking bitch, she locks like half the doors and like keeps shit locked. Like, okay, I understand locking like your special
lock the
attic
doors
area
when I
and your
leave.
bedroom, but like, why did you lock the kitchen?
You can't go in the
You're
kitchen and do the
douche.
whole game.
No, you have to unlock the section of the house that has the kitchen, and you don't get a key for it. You have to go through a
waiting
secret
for him.
passage to go to the other end to open the fucking door, which is stupid.
Interesting.
But my favorite thing is that there were hints and things. But you know how I found out where the parents went? Is there was a fucking calendar saying we're going away on our romantic weekend for these days, and it's like, okay, that's today. Like, I don't know. Maybe this whole thing would have been averted if you called a day before
Averted.
or 2 days. That's what I said.
Isn't it
Diverted? I don't know what the fuck I said.
It's averted, and he said inverted.
Inverted.
like skating.
It's inverted, different colors.
Up is down, down is up. It's okay.
Or I can be inverted.
Anyways,
skating.
the game was fucking stupid.
What else did you play, Pete?
I played a little.
As we dash all those
Steve looks
Steves.
angry. I played a little bit of Battlefield 4. It was not stupid.
On, yeah, obviously PC.
PC, yep.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it probably
PC.
looks good.
It
Of
looks
course, we're
good.
sitting
I'm-
next to a fucking hill that looks
I'm
like
really-
digital camo.
I'm really bad
It was
at
pretty rough.
I'm really bad at
The game.
the game itself, and my internet's not very good, which would be similar to you.
I don't ever have really an issue.
I occasionally do. So
He
I mean,
tells me I look like I'm fucking, you know.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
character's in like the running stance and he just slides across the ground the whole time. He's like, my internet's fine. It's like your guy looks like Mr. Game & Watch.
like I shoot people sometimes. Like I get the drop on somebody, and I'm shooting them in the back, and then they like go around cover, and then they shoot me 3 times, and I'm dead. But that might just be a Battlefield thing.
Eh.
That happens to me a
You're
lot
just
in a lot.
bad at the game.
I'm not bad at the game.
You're bad at the
Me
game.
and Russell played
Yeah,
it one
I
night.
played-
It's good. It'll be
No,
great
it
on the
was nice.
PS4.
Just get it
I
on the
played a little
next-gen
bit of the
system.
Yeah.
Don't Starve. I played a little bit of Don't Starve.
Oh, I can't wait.
I played Don't Shoot Yourself.
Oh yeah, I love that game. Flash
So do
game.
I. That's pretty good.
Flash
It-
game.
it's
Don't
a tough
shoot
game to
yourself.
play.
Yeah, especially for you.
Yeah, I know.
You have to pull the
I'm
door.
playing it right now.
Pull the door. Pull down your pants.
Oh, that's
and
a
then,
perfect face. That's a perfect
Shit.
face.
and now we have it forever captured.
It's fine.
And the magic of the internet. Don't Starve was I didn't play enough to even figure out the mechanics well. But Gone Home sucked. The mom story was not even fucking invoked. The uncle story was stupid, but it was the most important story of the
Back
bunch.
to beating on your game.
It just looks so angry. I have to go back to it.
So good.
The whole thing is just stupid, and like it seemed really cliched that they chose
Steve Stews.
lesbians in the 90s. It's like a big thing. Oh my god! It's what a reveal.
So
She's a lesbian this whole time. Oh my god!
So it was a show about Melissa Etheridge and Alanis Morissette.
Alanis Morissette's not a lesbian.
Yeah, she looks like one.
Wow, Chris.
She totally
Wow.
did. She totally did Dave Coulier of
Are you serious?
Full House, and that's what the song
Oh,
was about.
God.
You ought to know
It's about Dave Coulier.
about Dave Coulier. Rumor has it.
Yeah, rumors.
That was a good movie.
All right, Steve, how'd you like that game?
Gone Home.
Yeah.
He loved it.
He fucking hated
He
it
did
too.
an
Look at
episode.
that
He
face.
did an episode about it.
Gone Home. I don't like it. I just don't like it, Steve. What do you think of Gone Home?
It's one of the best video game stories of all time. It's one of the best pieces of narrative fiction that's been made to date. It's a pinnacle of video game storytelling so far, without a doubt. It's, you know, we're getting to that point where we're going to have to start doing our top 10 games of the year, probably next episode, or, you know, the episode after that. You know, we're running out of time in this year, and right now it's probably sitting at number 1. And I'm a huge Grand Theft Auto, and you know how much I love Grand Theft Auto and beyond. And Gone Home's probably sitting at number 1 on that list.
Really?
Yeah. Gone Home. Talking with, you know, let me pick this name up real quick. But the guy that was running the Smithsonian exhibit, the Art of Video Games thing, he and I talked about Gone Home while we were talking, and he was like, you know, as somebody that's in the industry, you know, we look at it as holy shit, like this came out of nowhere. You know, this is just an independent team that made this. You know, yeah, is it worth $20? No, it's not worth $20, but it's worth playing. It's worth experiencing, and it's funny because I'm taking that video game narrative course right now in college, and I brought it up, and everybody was like, and I was talking to the professor about it off. Like we were just chatting about it, and he goes, honestly, it should be required playing. He goes, I think starting like next year, I'm gonna make everybody play it. And
Is he gonna give it away?
I don't know how that works. I mean, through the school,
Give you like
I mean,
$20
For
well,
$20?
It doesn't matter what the hell you have to get for school. Your financial aid would cover your textbooks, and that would be considered a textbook.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they cover Photoshop. Like I'm taking a Photoshop class. It's $1,000 plus program.
Yeah, that's expensive.
They cover that. I took a comic books course, and they covered that. I mean, they buy you get whatever. But yeah, I mean, he was like, I think I'm
Buy
gonna.
you comic books?
What?
I'll take that class.
Yeah, it sucked.
They buy you comics.
He only picked like one book that I would consider worth reading for a comic books literature course.
Watchmen.
The Watchmen. He didn't pick
nice.
like
good.
Mouse or anything like that. Mouse is the only comic book to ever win a Pulitzer Prize. Like,
It's
you
about-
would think that would.
It's a
It's a retelling of World War II is through mice and cats.
instead of Jews and Germans.
Nice.
Yep.
Yes.
It's like Animal Farm.
No. Not like Animal Farm.
I love Animal Farm.
Animal Farm's great. I read
It's,
it.
it's the tastiest thing I've ever read.
Anyways, Gone Home is phenomenal. It really is. Pete just, it's not for everybody, and that's evident. Pete didn't like it.
I
I'm not
think
going to
it's-
say that he's wrong for not
Pete's
liking
more
it.
into hiding
whoa,
behind doors and waiting for
hey.
people to blow
Just
up.
because we're on video.
The whole thing is Pete's obviously this meathead first-person shooter guy talking about how Battlefield 4 is better than Gone Home. He's one of the
They're
Call of
not the
Duty
same
frat
game.
kids, and it's just that's the way it is. So
I-
I'm not
I
gonna.
think-
I'm
I
not gonna nitpick on it and end of story. Case closed.
I think Gone Home is the most overrated game of this year.
That's fine.
And honestly, and I'm not just saying this to be inflammatory to you. I think it's probably my least. It's probably the thing I regret spending the money on the most.
That's fine.
Now, how
Most
does it-
overrated game of this year is Bioshock Infinite, though,
I'm gonna punch you in the dick.
and Last of Us is number 2.
Fuck off.
You're gonna get punched right in the wiener.
That's fine.
Now, how does it? Is it like a? Does it play like a Telltale game, or
No,
how does
it's
it
a
play?
it's a first-person
You ever-
shooter with no weapons and no combat.
You ever play
Okay.
Real Mist?
No.
Play what?
It's like Mist, except instead
Except
of just
it's real
pictures.
mist.
It's like Mist instead of pictures. It's actually they rendered a 3D world you can walk around. But it's
Oh,
similar to
instead
that.
of on the rails.
Yes,
so you
instead of
can't
being
just-
on rails. I mean, granted, it's still
forward.
pretty much on rails, but it's you can take
you can
little
move
steps.
a little bit.
And it made it a lot more playable into this generation. And it's like that. And I don't fault the mechanics. The game mechanics are very solid, and I like the open world exploration type
It's
of
got an
thing. It's a
amazing
new world.
atmosphere in it.
It's very. I mean, they
But
didn't.
the complaints that he has are they're.
It's
He's saying like, okay, the kitchen's locked when it shouldn't be locked, but it's a video game. The house is the world. It's just like anytime you play a game. When you play Uncharted, you can't just go to the last section of the game. You have to progress the story. You're progressing
have
the story.
no reason.
It just happens to be that it's in a confined area and it's a house. So yes, there makes no sense realistically why the kitchen is locked, but it is a video game. It's not real life.
Well, it's
you
like
know?
when I was watching.
But-
I watched Jesse Cox play through Stanley Parable, and like he was trying to go through doors, and I was like, well, why is that door locked and that door locked?
Yeah.
Because you guys said it was like I didn't realize what it was. It's kind of different than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But when you're walking through like an office building, you expect every door to be able to at least be openable and be able to go, hey, look, oh, nobody's in there, nobody's in there, nobody's in there, nobody's in there. I get what he's talking about. I mean, I can't really
mean,
say anything
it's-
about it because I haven't played it.
From a standpoint of game design, the writer has to make sure that the player gets the story in the right order.
The right order, yeah.
And the whole thing is
Well,
even
that's-
like in Grand Theft Auto 5, where it's open world, you go and do whatever the fuck you want. That story still plays out in order.
Yeah.
That's
It's kind of like Beyond.
Well,
like
yeah.
my problem with Beyond, where I'm at in that game, it's like it's just kind of here and here and here and here
Yeah,
and
it's
here and
fra-
here.
it's-
It's fragmented,
Yeah,
and then
but
and
it's
then
still that's still
eventually,
the order he intended you to play that
Yes,
game in.
yeah.
Just like Gone Home, it's set.
Yeah,
I
but I
mean,
kinda
that's-
want
you
some
can't-
order.
I'm just-
you can't fault it for that. That's the
Yeah.
way the game is.
No.
It's the way games are.
if
Period.
you
Every
separate
game is
if you
like
separate
that.
the setting and the story, and both are probably okay on their own, but together a house is not a linear way to tell a story. The way they could have done it with little bits and
But it's an
pieces.
achievement that the fact that they made it into one. They took something that
They-
shouldn't have worked and made it work. Now you might
I don't
not
think it worked.
You might think it doesn't work. You're wrong, but it works.
There we go.
Yeah.
The only thing I argue with is the price on the game.
Yeah, it's too
It
high.
is like
really
a
is.
Yeah, when you
$5
said
game.
20 bucks, I was
There's a
like,
reason. I mean, there's a reason why. You know, it was probably an expensive game to make.
Yeah.
The voice acting is unbelievably good in that
Yeah,
game.
true.
For being
anybody
like a
known, or-
no-name cast,
Oh, okay.
like it's awesome. Like it was high quality. You could tell that everybody kind of cared about it, and it made it. You know, it was great.
How many voices can be in it if it's really only focused around her?
2.
Too.
It's her and who else?
It's the sister is the main voice, and you have as
A
the
few
main
lines.
character. Yeah, just a couple lines like when you the introduction, and you can listen to the message you left on the answering machine when you
Yeah.
call home. I just like I said, I don't think it's the story it told didn't fit. It was not a logical way to tell a story. It
That's
just
fine.
you can't like I was saying the biggest like the glaring thing is that if I'm in a home and I'm a failed writer, the home's going to show I'm a failed writer. If I recover from being a failed writer, it's not just going to show it in the last room that you go to. And I know it's just there's no logic involved in that. Also,
This room is all my failures. But if you go into the next room, that's when
it gets better. It gets better as you go
This is
around.
my victory room.
You-
I open it up and Queen starts
it's not
playing.
it's not a victory room. It's a victory greenhouse too.
That's great.
But like I don't know the whole thing.
You don't have to justify yourself to it.
I do have to justify it.
We
He needs
probably
to
should
believe
move on
me.
to something else.
What else did you play other than Battlefield?
I said the 3 games I played.
What else was the other one?
Don't starve.
Don't Starve. I only
Did
played
you
a little
like
bit. It was good, but I didn't quite get it.
Can't wait to play.
Yeah,
I haven't played it yet. I
It's
bought
Minecraft.
it. I bought it a while ago.
it's like
Don't Starve.
It's
Terraria.
Terraria Minecraft, yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda.
a little bit.
It's really dark.
It's a survival game.
It's really dark.
Um,
I can't wait.
there's something else I want to say about going home.
With the little piggy guys. Pitchfork.
Yeah, the little piggy guys.
You guys jerking it? You milking a cow? You got milk all over your face?
Oh, I can't believe you didn't do that during his whole time. His whole
I didn't want to be
thing.
rude.
Why are you lying to us, Steve? You always want to be
More
rude.
classy than anything, right?
We need to be professional. We're on television now.
That's not TV. That's a webcam.
You can watch this on television if you go to YouTube on your PlayStation 4 or on your PlayStation. You can watch this on your television. We're on
It'd
television.
be horrible. Big giant.
Run wires.
So did you play anything else?
No, I said what I
We're moving
played.
on.
All right, I played a little bit of Battlefield 4 one night with Russell. Can't
That was
wait
just
to
one
play
night
this
stand.
next
One night
weekend.
stand. I was,
Yeah,
I was
it was
about to make
nothing
that
special.
joke.
I can't wait to play it with Russell next weekend on my PlayStation 4 because we've basically accrued ours, or acquired ours. I've got mine pre-ordered. I pre-ordered mine
have
in
yours?
June
Not
Hopefully.
mine. Maybe.
because he's stupid.
Fuck you.
Possibly.
You can't believe you're
Stupid.
getting one and I'm not.
It's
I
not
also
mine.
played a little. I played a lot of Battlefield 3 because I'm just trying to, you know, get my skills a little in line with my first-person shooter. It's been a while since I've played anything competitive, and I love Battlefield in general. Don't worry, I won't touch you unless you want me to. You want it? I'll touch you.
You want it.
I'll gently stroke you, you big sexy man. You.
Calm down, it'll all be over soon.
That's right. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Don't clench. It hurts more.
Wait a minute. I said that on camera. Hold on.
Rape jokes.
Yeah, those are great.
That's hilarious.
It's
gold!
I love Battlefield. It's nice right now playing Battlefield 3 because a lot of the better, really, really good guys have moved on to Battlefield 4. So I'm playing Battlefield with guys who are
don't
basically
get my ass
my
kicked
level.
anymore.
I just wish there was a game, and I know they probably work better on PC where true matchmaking works, where you're kind of put with guys with like your skill level. I don't know why they can't get that right all the time. Probably the best game I've ever played that had great matchmaking system was Uncharted 2. Whoever the leader was in that game would basically be the matcher. So granted, yeah, someone would create an account, be a 1, and have like guys trailing along or like level 60s with them. But if you were like a level 1, you would get into the room with level 1s or level 10s, or every once in a while someone else would be there with that guy. But I like being at like the same skill level as me, because that's just me. I'm not that great, and that's okay. I'm fine with not being ridiculously good.
I think Halo
He's
3 had really good
horrible at it.
matchmaking.
I couldn't play Halo 3.
Yeah, I understand why. You had 2 different modes and 2 different forms of matchmaking off of those modes,
Yeah.
and with ranks and levels, and I think that was good. Like on Battlefield 4 on the PC, It just seems willy-nilly
Battlefield
still.
doesn't even
Yeah.
have matchmaking.
It's just all over. Yeah, it's just like, all right, bunch of dudes in a room, you know.
Yeah,
There's no
like
You're in a room with a guy who's been playing for 75 hours in a day and a half.
yeah. I got last game I played was on a server with a bunch
It's
of
so horrible.
bunch
Yeah,
of
we
clan
were
people.
playing like a room with a guy like who's like a level 70. It's like, what the fuck have you been doing?
Playing the game,
Like
obviously.
for a week straight, did you sleep?
I got 3.
You got a
people playing
shit
this
bucket,
account.
I'm sure. Anybody gets that joke, you've watched too much YouTube. Battlefield Friends, go watch it now. Stop
Quick,
watching
Steve.
this and go watch
Quick,
Battlefield
Steve,
Friends.
Pause this and watch it.
We should put Battlefield Friends in on the
Oh my
green
god.
screen.
Oh, we could do our own Battlefield Friends videos. Steve can be the noob.
I'm actually pretty good at
You
Battlefield.
got to watch Battlefield Friends. They're quite funny. They're setups. But
You know,
I don't watch anything.
You know, what you're not pretty good
Yeah, I
at
know.
BioShock Infinite, not the most overrated game of the year.
I thought Bioshock Infinite was pretty good. I played through it 5 times.
We all agree.
Um,
Lean this way. We all agree.
I
more like
actually
dicks.
have.
Let's say dicks.
Steve picked up a couple comics for me. I read through the Amazing X-Men. Did you read it today?
No.
Okay, basically-
I read like 4 more issues of Batman.
I'll
Basically,
buy him
like
for the pictures.
the first 5 or I think it's the first 5 episodes of this new series is how they bring Nightcrawler back into the X-Men because he's dead. It's really cool.
It seems like if you revive him, you'd be better going.
Well, he's in
bring him back
heaven.
in.
Well, wait.
I read
Well,
the
he can
first
like
issue
whoosh
of-
whoosh.
I
You
read
can
the
go
first
bam.
issue of Sex Criminals.
We'll talk about that one later.
Every time they come, they stop time.
I wish I had that power.
All right, on to the next thing. I played.
I'm not making it up.
I don't want to talk about it. It's frightening me.
That's the comic. That's their superpower.
Who the fuck published this thing?
Image.
Really?
Yeah.
Straight out of
It's either
Japan.
Image or Vertigo. I can't remember.
Probably Vertigo.
It's Matt Fraction wrote it. He did a bunch of Final Fantastic
That
IV.
can't be a real name.
I don't think that's his real name. No.
My name is Matt Fraction.
Fraction.
Which would be funny.
I'll be
because
your
you would
lowest
think if he was
common
writing a book about
denominator.
Sex, his name would be Matt Friction. But good. Now we can talk about comic books on
Hi,
this thing.
guys. It's more like Glenn Gary sucks Glenn. I can't even remember it now. It's just like my joke giving. I can't do it.
Shut your mouth or I'm gonna fuck it.
That's
That's
right.
the funniest thing in that movie.
Did they say anything about bringing Nightcrawler back or how it's gonna happen?
They just bamf him down
I
from
can't.
heaven.
I don't want to ruin it for Steve. He's gonna
Yeah, I
read
haven't
this.
read it
He's
yet.
read it. He's
No,
gonna
I
get
just,
this.
I mean, I remember they brought
Well, he's on
Robin
the
back.
cover of the book,
Yeah.
so I mean, he has to be in that issue, right?
It's pretty cool. You get to see Lucifer in like the second page.
Yeah.
Well, they tried to bring Robin back when he was dead and just made him
On the
batshit
second page of Sex
crazy.
Criminal, you see people fucking in a sink.
We'll probably talk about it next.
How big
week.
is the sink?
No, like her ass is in the sink.
Nice. It's nice and clean.
It's a clean ass.
Gotta make sure it's
Gives
clean.
her the faucet job.
They like that.
They pull the
It was a
plug,
good. It was a
stops
good
the
book.
water.
I've got to read the Sandman issue that you got me there, and but other than that, I played some NBA 2K13, trying to polish up my skills for 2K14
You suck.
on the PS4.
You're just
Can't
all
wait for
about
that.
polishing, aren't
Did you
you?
see the new
Hey,
mode?
I gotta
that's-
get ready for these
Did
games
you see the
I'm
new
getting.
mode that's only gonna be in PS4 and
What
Xbox
is
One
it?
for NBA? It's a GM mode that's like owner mode in Madden, where it's got like the set the hot dog prices and all that shit. It's only in the next gen
To
version
set
of
the
2K.
hot dog prices,
awesome.
really?
Yeah, they announced it yesterday.
Well, it goes about how much money you can make.
That's-
You
okay.
can. I basically what I do is lower the prices of hot dogs, but like a beer is like $15. You get like $1, or maybe it's the other way around.
So
you
you're
know, I
the New
usually
York
do
State
cheap
Fair.
food. And, yeah,
So you're.
no, I like $2 hot dogs and like $10 beers.
He's the state.
Ozfest, $10 bottles of water.
That's ludicrous.
Yeah, well.
Not
No,
the singer.
that's
That's-
Oz. It's
Did you play anything else?
Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne.
Not really. It's been a pretty light week. I've been waiting. I'm getting anxious. I want my PlayStation 4. I can't wait to play Resogun. That game looks amazing. It's all made of, what's that word? Voxels.
Oh my God, it's a voxel.
It's a
man.
voxels game. Looks amazing. I watched Sessler and Anthony Carboni play it for like an hour. It's on a loop. It's a circular game instead of being on like the planet like Super Stardust. This is a game from Super Stardust creators. Looks fantastic. It's basically like a Gradius style game, but it's on a circle and it's you have a certain amount of space to shoot stuff. It looks fantastic. It's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait to see it on my own TV because I mean, what I watch it on a Kindle, not a Kindle. I watch it on a Kindle Fire, not a Kindle HD. So it looks good, but I can't wait to see what it looks like on my TV. I can't wait to play Contrast, but we're gonna talk about these later. Sorry, so that's a conversation for a little bit. Other than that, I haven't. sadly didn't make any progress in Beyond because I suck.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
Yeah, I know. What are you gonna do?
Maybe you
fucking play
beyond suck.
Eh.
Oh,
I have purchased my part of the video for the next time I bought my card game. We will be playing it in 2 weeks.
It's called Chris's Card Game. The card game.
It could basically be called that because I'm going to win this fucker, and you guys know it.
I
It's going to
don't
be tough.
know.
We're all pretty sick fucks. So
Well, Chris and I are on another level. I mean, there's a race to who's going to hell
some of
first,
these
and-
things, I've watched people play it, and it's like, you have the fucking best answer ever in the history of, like, it's just so wrong, and how can you not play it? And it's like, to me, I'd be like, this is it. I win the game.
Well, the best part is when we play this game, we're talking about Cards Against Humanity. We're going to be playing it in 2 weeks.
I haven't opened it.
My buddy Sean is coming to play with us, and Sean has no
fantastic.
filter, so this is
Fantastic.
gonna be this is gonna be pretty good.
We're also gonna be sitting on each other's laps.
Yeah, I mean
No,
we're gonna be
we
all
can just
crammed
pull the
in.
camera back.
Yeah,
and-
we're gonna be like all looped around in a thing. I mean,
The-
there's 2 ways we can do it. We can either angle the camera up down at us, or I can actually mount it to the ceiling and do it overhead. So
don't even think we really even need
you'll
to see the
find out
cards.
when the episode comes out.
Yeah.
An overhead would be nice.
Now the reason why I'm gonna win.
No,
I
because
played-
I was
no,
going to
no,
see
no.
his bellies.
Oh yeah, that too. Dude, Big Brother's took it out. Reason why I'm gonna
already
win
see that.
is because I played apples to apples in the way you play
I
Cards
could,
Against Humanity.
I crushed it. I went apples to apples in like 4 turns.
We should play Trivial Pursuit.
I
Fuck all y'all, it's over with.
We need
I mean,
to
come on.
separate out in teams where one of us gets Steve.
people had
and
beautiful
one of us
Liz, and I
gets-
put Brad Pitt. I win.
I get Steve.
Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt.
Brr, 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 brr.
Brr.
Brr, brr.
We need to do
Matt
some type of
Damer.
trivia. We absolutely need to do some type of trivia thing.
No,
Great,
because
I'll
he
fail.
won't answer any questions. He's
Yeah.
just going to sit there and go, "Grr."
We should play Buzz.
Also, we don't know sports.
Sports.
All right, so what I've been playing, not much. A lot of games I played a few hours of that stopped. So after the last podcast, I started Batman Arkham Origins, and I played maybe like 3 more hours of that until it froze, and I had to bring the game back because I didn't buy it or rent it or anything. I just took it home.
It did have an issue.
I mean, it froze for me,
But
I-
it's also a freezing issue.
Yeah.
It was the game. It's a little glitchy.
Yeah, but I liked what I played of it. I don't know if I'd ever finish it, but I did like it. It's probably worth $30. You know, if it's on, as I think it's to be like half off a lot on Black Friday. So if you see it on Black Friday for good price, get it. I played Assassin's Creed 4 on the Wii U, and that was pretty good. I like that a lot. It's
You better not drop that.
I didn't drop it.
What the fuck are you doing?
Holding it.
That
Put it in
right
your
down
mouth.
there. Put the whole thing in your mouth.
Shove it.
You eat some too. This whole place smells like sausage and farts.
So Batman. What else did you play after Batman?
actually, I was talking about Assassin's Creed, and apparently nobody fucking heard that, so I guess I'll start over with
The
that.
Wii U, I heard it on the Wii U.
I played
You
Assassin's
played Black
Creed.
Flag.
I played Assassin's Creed 4 on the Wii U.
Did you get the special pre-order from Best Buy where you get a football?
What? You get a football?
Yeah, they give you a football if you pre-order through Best Buy. It was a black football. I'm not
It
lying.
was racist. Did it have the flag on the side of it?
It was the Confederate flag on the side of it.
Jesus.
And a photo of Dale Earnhardt on the other one. And his mustache was made out of swastikas.
Would you say that was the top 5 mustaches on something?
Yeah, Crowd Goes Wild. It was top 5 sports mustaches.
You said Dale Earnhardt and I was fucking... Oh, no, beards. It was top 5 facial hairs. I think
Yeah,
you said.
yeah. I don't know how Raleigh Fingers didn't win.
It's too old.
Yeah.
Sports,
Anyways,
sports.
all right. I gotta talk.
These two suck.
Assassin's Creed 4 on the Wii U, I like it a lot. It's impossible to play with the gamepad. You have to have a Pro Controller, so I had to buy a Pro Controller to be able to play this game. But once you get the Pro Controller, it plays great. I really like the way it plays. The combat's a little bit different than it was in 3, and I assume the previous ones as well.
Yeah, I heard the countering's different.
Yeah, countering is different. I like it a lot. The only problem is if I get a PS4, I'm going to be playing the PS4. I'm not going to be playing the Wii U because it's a new toy. You spend money on it, you got to justify the price tag. I would love to get Assassin's Creed 4. I'd love to finish the game, but I already played like 6 hours. I don't want to play those first 6 hours all over again on another system.
Oh, you did play quite a bit more.
Yeah, like I played like 6 or 7 hours of the game. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good, but I just don't know if I'm going to start all over again. But on the Wii U, it looks really nice. There's that game is kind of getting long in the tooth, kind of like Gears of War 3, where the game looked like shit in a lot of parts. Like the textures looked terrible.
But it had a
and-
girl.
Yeah,
You
Anya.
fucking cocksucker. Put one back.
Yeah.
We
The
are
game
like
doesn't
almost
look that good in
professional.
parts, but it looks great in other parts.
Did she have
Like,
hip dysplasia because, she's a Gears of War character? And their legs are about the size of human beings?
Well, everybody's a football player in that game,
Especially her.
especially Cole.
Yeah, close. Coltrane.
Ooh,
Yeah, the game is
bring it on,
really good.
sucker.
Assassin's Creed 4
My
is worth
kind of
playing
shit.
it. It hasn't dropped off in quality.
that.
Like a lot of people, most games that come out every year that aren't sports games, it's tough to make a full-fledged, like, dramatic, big game every year. Call of Duty is lacking severely. The single-player in Battlefield's a joke, and that's not even yearly. That's every couple of years. But Assassin's Creed, it's still really high quality and it's still really worth playing. Like, even Arkham Origins, like, I didn't really like the first two, so I wouldn't have felt it. But for people that played the first two and really loved them, getting to this one, they were probably like, but I don't really... I'm sick of this by now. Yeah. But Assassin's Creed 4 still feels pretty fresh. I like it a lot. After that, I played some WWE 2K14. I've been playing only... Because I'm not going to... really dive into it. I haven't done like Create a Wrestler or like the Universe mode or anything like that. I've been playing single player, just like exhibition matches and just like screwing around. And then the Road to WrestleMania. It's called WrestleMania something mode, where it goes through in order of the WrestleManias and you play the big matches from each one, and you have to hit certain things in each match to unlock things.
What's the first one? Who do you wrestle in that one?
What do you, like the first story?
Yeah.
The first story is the rise and fall of Hulkamania. So sometimes you're playing as Hulk Hogan, but sometimes you're not. Like they do like the Savage Flair match from WrestleMania like 8 or whatever.
Nice.
I used to be Flair Chop.
But I like it. It's really good. Some of the things are a little bit tricky to get. Like, it'll be like pin the guy in 10 seconds after you hit this move. Well, you might hit the move and then accidentally hit a button, and then it goes to another animation. The time runs out, and you lose, and you can't have that unlock. So it's kind of tough the way they do it. The game has played the same for a long time now. They really haven't changed it. Some of the animations for the moves are still from the PS2 games. So you've been seeing the same move looking exactly the same way for years and years and years. And they really need to take a year off so they can re-mocap everything. I mean, it sounds like it would be a lot to motion capture like a wrestling game because you have to motion capture everything. All you need to do is just hire a couple indie wrestlers and just have him do it, because they already do that as it is. Like, I don't know if you know who Colt Cabana is. Yeah. He's an independent wrestler, good friends with CM Punk. Like, he does a lot of the motion capture. They actually, like, hire, like, TNA guys to do a lot of it. Like, last year or 2 years ago, they had like a single player career kind of mode where it was a made up wrestler, and it was voiced by Austin Aries, who was like the TNA world champion at the time.
Nice.
So I mean, they just like hire like whoever to do stuff, which is the way to do it, because I mean, at least it's guys that know what they're doing. But they really need to take a year off and like completely revamp it. And the problem is, everybody's like, "Oh man, it's 2K now, so it's a new company." It's not. It's still Ukes. It's still the same company making this game. And they've been making wrestling games for a long, long time now. They really need to change it up and start fresh, because it's just, I don't know, it's still the same game, but it's still fun to play. You know, I didn't really like last year's game, but I like this one a lot. If it was out on PS4, yeah, absolutely, I'd buy it.
I can't believe they didn't put a version on the PS4 next.
It's really weird that they're not. I mean, I guess next year they will.
Hopefully it goes exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really weird why they wouldn't do it, because it was coming out so close. Like, it just came out, what was it, last week or something like that? 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks,
Yeah, I know. It just seems weird, but I think that's everything
I played.
I
a lot of money into that. They bought that franchise for quite a bit of money, too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's everything I played.
is a lot.
The only other thing, I wanted to play it today, but I didn't get a chance because I was just taking care of some stuff. But I started picking up some Atari games, and I really want to hook the Atari up and play some Atari games. I picked up a game I had never seen before called Miner 2049. The only reason I picked it up is because it was a white cartridge.
49ers.
Yeah, Miner 2049ers, yeah. But yeah, it was a white cartridge. That's why I bought it. It's like...
it's awful racist of you, Steve.
It's like Pitfall. I have enough black... I have black cartridges, so it's okay. I can say that word. But yeah, I mean, that's the reason why I bought the game. But it plays like Pitfall. And then I picked up 2 more games today. One's called Pressure Cooker, which is like a kitchen kind of game. And another one called Beanie Bopper, which I don't know what the hell it is, but it's a 20th Century Fox game. And any Atari game made by 20th Century Fox is usually pretty good.
Yeah.
So I picked those up today. They were $2 a pop. So I figured, you know, why not?
Where'd you get them?
Spigo.
Oh, Infinite.
Yep.
Nice.
I went up to go get long boxes for the comic books. So I've been buying a lot of comic books lately.
Oh, you didn't buy your... Oh, that's right. You didn't buy your boxes at
No.
TJ store.
No.
Too much?
No, I actually paid more at Spigo today. But I really needed them because I've got so many Batman comics. A long box is, I think, 350 comics. and I got 2 long boxes. It's just Batman. So, yeah.
Batman.
And I was watching
Rachel!
I was watching Dark Knight Rises last night because I haven't seen it since I saw it in the theaters.
Catwoman.
So the last movie.
Yeah, the newest Batman movie. I haven't seen it since I saw it in the theaters. I've only seen it
Really?
once. Yeah, I've only seen it once. Because I
It's a
hated
good
it.
movie. It
Yeah.
just doesn't. It's the points in time. It just doesn't make sense.
But
it's like,
speaking of comic books, like I started watching Arrow. I watched the first episode when it
Why
first
is everybody
started,
touching
and I
me?
never.
What the fuck? What the... Ah! Steve, this is done. You two cold hands. There you go. Away from me.
What you saying?
Don't touch my...
Hold hands in front of me, away from me.
Well, behind me's weird.
I'm just sitting comfortably. I'm sorry.
When Gotham is in ashes, you have my permission to talk about Batman.
I started watching Arrow, and I watched the first episode when it was like the day it came out, like 2 years ago or whatever. And I
about
thought
Robin
it was
Hood,
like
right?
no, I thought it was pretty good.
Maid-Marian?
But rewatching it like a day ago, like I'm like pumped to like finish watching the show and get caught up. It's Green Arrow, and it's on the CW network, which is normally like whiny teenagers. And this is actually like it still is. It's got like the kind of soap opera kind of feel to it, and they change a lot about Green Arrow. Like he doesn't have long blonde hair, he doesn't have the goatee. He's like a pretty boy, like Abercrombie looking model dude. But he's actually pretty good. Like the whole thing is he's like he's supposed to be like this party guy, like cocaine, like just like heavy drinker, like different woman every night, and he gets deserted on an island for 5 years, and it completely changes him. But he keeps up the party guy image in the public, so people don't dive into his personal life.
So he looks like Batman.
So it's like really interesting. Like he just like he gets so good at like just putting on the show. Like, hey, they want me to like do a shot, so I'm gonna do a shot, and it's just like you can tell he's acting, and the guy actually like plays it off like fairly well. Like the acting is actually kind of high for like a CW show. Like it's
You
pretty
watching
good.
it on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. First season's on Netflix. Season 2's currently on TV right now. But yeah, I like it so far. I like Green Arrow, so that was pretty neat. Russell, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Doom 3, the BFG edition, and Brutal Doom. That's about it.
Thank
I like
me.
Doom.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. Chris comes in one day and he goes, "Hey, have you heard of Brutal Doom?" And I go, "No." Shows me a video of it. It's violent first-person shooter of just the regular Doom.
They basically smoothed out like Doom 2, made it really nice looking. It's a true first-person shooter. You can
Wow.
actually look down.
PC.
No, it's just a mod.
It's a mod.
It's a
Oh, it's on
mod you
PC?
put over top
Yeah.
of
Nice.
Doom or Doom 2. It
Yeah,
works.
I
on either
mean,
one.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah. There's
remember-
different
Biscuit
like,
played it.
I was
Biscuit
pretty
was playing it.
heavily into the mod scene for the original Doom.
Yeah.
Like downloading it through dial-up, like back in the 90s.
I played a Ghostbusters WAD of Doom. It
Yeah,
was
there's like
fucking
a
excellent.
I remember the first
Would you
big
say
one.
Ghostbusters what of Doom?
WAD. There were WAD files. WAD.
Yeah. I remember the
He doesn't
the
know
big one
computers.
I remember of the Doom mods was the Simpsons one. And that was the first really big one. Then they did a total conversion to Aliens, which is kind of interesting. You know, the problem is on video, they can tell when you're not paying attention to when I speak. When it was just audio, it just sounded like I had everybody's attention. Now it's just like this complete like nonchalant fuck you to me.
We're like 8-year-olds. It's okay.
Yeah, so
you know.
go ahead, Russell, go ahead.
I-
At least they let you talk.
if you're into Doom, it's really nice.
Because people just
It
talk
gives
over
you-
me all the time.
It gives you better graphics, and like I said, you can actually aim
You look
down
down
your
the sight.
sights.
You look down the sights.
So
you can do,
instead
like,
of just kind of
headshots,
shooting
too.
around people, you
I
can
don't think I
actually.
like that then. I like traditional Doom.
Well, you can do it either way.
Oh, okay.
It's played the same way.
Yeah.
It's quite nice looking.
It's basically a skin for the game. That's all.
It smooths it out.
But I like it. It's more bloodier. So like if you run up to someone with
Harder,
like
too.
a chain
They
gun
upplayed the-
and you unload on them, they just explode everywhere.
More jibs.
Pretty much more jibs.
Jibs.
You know what? You've never played a PC game. You don't know what jibs are.
Oh
Bits.
god,
Oh, okay. Pieces.
Gory bits.
Okay. There you
more jibs.
go. I was like, isn't you sailing jibs? Master Jib. Jib's a
That's
sailing
really
term.
all I've been playing though is Doom, and
Avast mateys?
Yeah, exactly.
Can we stop throwing shit?
I was passing it to him.
Little
They're gonna
fast.
think we have like learning disabilities.
We do have learning disabilities, Steve. Can we go to break?
No, because we're not done yet. We're going to talk about
We're not
Agents
being
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
done being
'cause we
assholes.
like
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's better than Arrow. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is better than Arrow. I haven't watched Arrow, but I know.
Do you want
Can we talk about the best show on television that got fucking canceled?
Agents
I
of
told
S.H.I.E.L.D.
you
haven't
we're
been
gonna fucking
canceled.
get
But it shouldn't have been canceled.
What is that?
We're talking about
Back in the Game.
Back in the Game.
Which is so
What-
fucking
it's not
funny.
what is it.
It was
it's
good.
What was it?
And that girl was hot.
What was it?
The
Megan
last
Lawson.
episode was fantastic too. The Halloween episode.
Yeah.
It's like you have this episode where everybody's always like, "Oh, bullying's bad. Bullying's bad." They fight back against bullies, and then what do? Cancel the show because fighting back is not the thing to do. Richie Incognito, fuck you guys.
Was it actually because they were fighting back against bullies, or because the show
No, they were
didn't
fighting
get
back against
We are
bullies
No, it
not
was
bringing
because
up
of
the Richie
ratings.
Incognito thing on this. You're not bringing that up.
because these two are going incognito. Like, does that mean
My
we're like
father and I
hiding?
are watching the news the other night. And by the news, I mean Sports Center, and he's like, "That's fucking made up." I go, "No, that's
No,
really his
it's
name.
fucking- it's really his name.
It's his name.
He's been around for a while. He's a good player.
He's actually a really good player. Yeah.
He's a good player. I mean, he's
Sports.
he's a
He
good.
was a Pro Bowler, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
last year
yeah.
he was. He made the Pro Bowl last year. No, he's a good player. He's an up and coming guy. He's
Pro Bowl of what?
Up and coming. He's been in the league for like 10 years.
yeah, I know, but he's finally got himself. It's kind of funny. It's
He's
like
made a name for himself by saying the N-word a lot.
whatever. I don't
Like
care.
Paula
It's
Dean?
just-
Yeah.
We talking about Paula Dean?
Yes.
Is this
basically,
something about
because
Paula
he is a
Dean?
white gay who sent a black guy the N word, and then that's just terrible.
What's the
This
N word
is the
again?
worst.
Terrible.
Can we
No,
say
we're
it
not
on
gonna
YouTube?
talk about it.
This
We're
is
not gonna
horrible because, like, this is to be the first episode a lot of people see, and Chris is basically, like, defending the N-word.
I'm not defending the N word. I'm defending the poor. It's just whatever. It's too much for me to
Yeah,
talk
he's been
about.
bitching about this for like a while now. and
It's
I
an
don't
adult
even
man who
fucking
couldn't
care.
say, "Your words don't hurt me. I'm gonna stand up for myself." Bang! And punch you in the face. Be a fucking man.
Well,
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I'm 40.
And you two
football
go,
players are
what?
girls.
80% of the world's got a job. The other 20% come out of this fucking game.
Ah, whatever.
Sports.
Watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's awesome.
Don't
It's
it's
very,
Fuck
very,
Steve.
very good.
Basically, what happened is
It's a good show. It's nice and
One
campy.
grown man made fun of another grown man in the locker room, and he cried and ran home.
That's it.
I do-
See?
He actually ran.
I do that all the
right.
time.
He did.
He did. No, he
did.
ran out of. No, it was lunchroom. He
The
ran out
lunchroom?
of lunchroom because guess what happened? He sat down. Everybody else
And
got
he's
up
pissed
and
about
moved.
it.
He got cry. He went boo hoo hoo and went home.
I'm editing out all of this because this is.
What?
You say this, but you never had it
I don't
out.
know. It's fine. It's a grown man who couldn't say.
Let's put Peter Weller saying RoboCop stuff. Put it right there, and we're all just like, Jesus Christ, Peter Weller.
He's so good on Sons of Anarchy. He's so good.
I don't know. If I'm in a group of people and they're all bitching towards me, I kind of feel uncomfortable.
Fuck you, Russell.
Come on, Russell, get your shit together.
Pussy.
Be a man.
You got huge holes
So
in
you
your
gotta
ears.
leave now. You gotta
You
get
got
up and
holes
leave,
in your
'cause
ears.
that's
I'm
what
gonna see
happened.
through your ears.
You want to
Grown man got up and
Little
left
bit.
because
No,
someone
I
called
don't,
him
no.
names.
All right, can we move on? To
Can I put a
something
meat
else?
stick through it? Can I put a meat stick through it?
if you want to.
I do.
Oh wait, we gotta get this on camera.
Oh,
Wait, ready
God,
here?
this is-
Here's the champion of the meat stick eating.
I'm not gonna eat this one.
You better fucking do it right.
I'm putting it through its ear. I'm not gonna eat it.
No, do
It's
it.
not going to fit through my ear. It's just going to make it greasy.
This is the section I'm going to put up on my eHarmony profile.
This
This is what I really like.
It's not going to fit through there.
It's gonna fit through your
You're going to
ear.
have to
It's
stretch
too
it.
big. Don't
Damn
don't
it.
hurt his ear.
Damn it!
The regular ear.
I'm not
could
eating
probably
that.
work.
Oh my god! I bet
We'll
you
be
fit the
back in a
cheese-
minute
I
with
fit the cheese
news.
through it.
All right, we're back with news. And the top story, not really a top story, but the thing I have written down, is we're just going to go in order, is Nintendo has pulled the online functionality of Swap Note on the 3DS because they were worried that children were going to send inappropriate images to each other.
Worried, it already happened.
Yeah, the internet is nothing
Children.
but dicks. So, I mean, anytime you let a child or anybody have the internet, they're just going to... It's
Penises.
dicks. If you say to somebody, here's a piece of paper and a pencil, draw whatever you want, they're going to draw a dick. I mean, that's pretty much the way it works. I mean, I don't know what they're trying to accomplish here.
Oh, God.
The internet is a scary, wrong place.
It is.
It's ruined society,
Yeah.
obviously.
Well,
We're on the internet. It's fucking just bad.
Octagon.
Yeah, exactly. We've brought you the... what has the Pixel FM podcast brought us? The Octagon. Fantastic. Something
only-
for gay porn.
There's only 4 of us, so it's totally not us, right?
it's a square. Could a square work?
It's hip to be square.
Power of love.
Yes.
I believe.
I
Oh,
need
is
it-
it-
I want a
it's
new
different.
drug.
Okay.
One that doesn't
Acid's
make
a
me
hell of a
sick.
drug.
I want a new duck. One that don't try to bite.
You can do crocodile. It'll burn your skin off.
It's not crocodile.
It is with a K, isn't it?
It's like crocodile or something.
Well,
It's I think it's the Russian way to say crocodile.
Basically, they're shooting gasoline into their veins.
Gasoline, I think, would be less
I'm gonna do
harsh.
it.
I wonder why it kills your body.
It's like water.
Yeah, it's like water.
Oh, you don't know what water is?
Oh yeah,
when you
isn't
dip
that
a
the
cigarette in
dip-
embalming
yeah, and you
fluid?
smoke it. Yeah, it's just people being stupid.
That's been around for a while.
If you're stupid,
I've
you're stupid.
never
It's
That
not
was a
gonna help.
thing. Water was real big when I was in junior high, I think it was. So, yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
People always find new and interesting ways
That's
to kill
funny.
themselves.
It might just be a CNY thing. I don't know if water is like widespread, but I know that it was like big here for a while.
Nice.
Kind of like meth is really big in like was it Alabama or Arkansas? One of those.
Meth is really big in Walmart. They try to make them all the time in Walmart. Let's make meth in the Walmart. That's a good idea.
No, it's in a trailer in front of the Walmart, not Spigo.
No, they get someone in. I think it was like Arkansas got arrested for trying to make meth in the
Like,
Walmart.
in a tent, the
no, like
camping
no,
section?
in Walmart.
But like in the camping section,
But they just got the shit together and they started
They
trying to
used the
make it.
guns
I
to,
just
what,
couldn't.
like fend them off.
I don't.
Smash
I'm gonna
the
fucking
case
make
open
it.
and-
You can't stop me.
Speaking of that, Pete and I were in a Kmart the other day that's in the middle of closing down. That's the most depressing looking fucking thing I've ever seen in my
It's
life.
a Kmart. They're depressing.
Yeah,
anyways.
but this was even worse.
Have you
No.
not been to that Kmart? Like,
Yeah, it's been
before?
like 10 years since I've been
It's
to
been
that
closing
Kmart,
down
yeah.
for a while.
The
but
one in Seneca Mall is just as bad. Just so
Yeah.
you guys know.
well, this one's closing down. It's not really even a Kmart anymore. It's whoever is doing the closing owns it, and they're shipping in shit to sell at like a markup to mark
Yeah,
it
but it's
down.
like pretty good deals. It was like 30% off like brand new games.
Yeah, but that's the only good deals I think there were. There was like that and maybe the light bulbs and
Yeah, so you can get like Battlefield 4 the day it came out for $45.
Nice.
Yep. Next news story. The South Park game has been delayed again.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
They better. I just want it right. I'm fine
gonna
with them
be
delaying.
terrible.
I'm fine with them
The
delaying
thing
anything
is, like,
as long
you know
as the
that
game
it's like
comes
it's
out
not
right.
coming out on PS4.
That's fine.
So it's like you still
It's not
got
going to look any different.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, you're gonna be so into your new system. It's
No,
like, oh, now
I'll
I
buy
gotta
this.
hook it, you know.
Because I saw the special collector's edition and it's got a Cartman doll.
Yeah. And it's gonna come out on PC though,
Okay.
so I'll get it on PC.
yeah. For like $20.
Probably play better.
I
on
think
PC.
it's listed at it's a $60 game. I think it's listed at $40 for PC or something like that. I think so.
I want to play it. I'll wait. I don't care. When it's done, it's done. If it's next year, it's fine. I get to
I think they
save some
said was
money
it
this
April
Christmas.
now? It's supposed to come out something like
That's
that.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Did you see the
Who's
trailer?
putting it out? Who got the South Park game?
Shit. I don't know. I
It's
honestly
not
don't
Deep
know.
Silver. I don't think.
No, I don't think
they
so.
got that one.
I honestly don't know.
Hmm.
It looks good though. They actually finally put gameplay out.
Oh,
Like,
yeah?
video
Yeah,
of just straight
nice.
gameplay, and it actually does look really good.
Not partial cutscenes.
Nope, it looks like the show.
Good.
There's like it's seamless between like wandering around and then gameplay.
It should be.
It's a side-scrolling RPG, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I don't think it's like open world or like like all over the screen or
Yeah.
anything. But it looks good.
I can't wait.
Yep.
I'll play it when it comes out. We'll definitely talk about that one.
Next news story.
Ba-ba-dum.
Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes is being released as a standalone download before Metal Gear Solid 5 comes out. Here is the press release.
Wait, whoa. That's not Metal Gear Solid 5?
No, they're
It's
two different things, but they're the
beforehand.
same game.
Oh, I was reading your thing and I was like, how's it a $30 game?
Yep, so here we go. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes will be released in spring 2014 on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One systems. The game will be available in retail stores nationwide on current generation systems for the MSRP of $29.99 or via download for $20. For PlayStation 4 and Xbox One owners, the game can be downloaded for $29.99. There is no retail for PS4 and Xbox One.
Of course not.
This better be worth $30
Oh,
and
Ground
not
Zeroes?
what?
Isn't that the name of it? No,
Yeah,
it's-
Ground Zeroes. Yeah,
It's a terrible name.
it's Japan.
I know.
Rising Revengeance.
The Lone Rangers.
Yes, the Lone Ranger.
Yes.
There's 4 of you though. It's a great fucking movie. Little bit of trivia: Cannibal Corpse was offered to be either the live band in Ace Ventura or Airheads, and they decided
Aren't
to
they
go
in
with
both?
Nope, they went with Ace Ventura.
It's Ace Ventura,
Can
yeah.
you name the band that replaced them in Airheads?
No, it's Mushroomhead?
No, it's not Mushroom Head. I definitely know that for a fact.
I used to. I don't remember.
It's
it
White
anymore.
Zombie.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, one movie tanked and one movie became huge.
I really did like Airheads.
I like
I
Airheads.
do like Airheads.
They're
yeah.
both as good, in my opinion.
What is the name of Joe Montana's character in Airheads?
Montana?
the DJ
It's his
guy.
name.
The DJ guy.
Ian the Shark.
Fucking never seen it.
What did they change the name of the radio station to?
My God, people are falling asleep.
It's the Wolf.
No, it's Rebel.
Oh, I thought it was Wolf.
I
Somehow.
don't know. They changed it to the smooth sounds of the rain is what they changed it to. I don't know. I love that movie. It's a great movie. David Arquette. Yeah, you forgot David Arquette's in that movie.
He's one of the guys on the
He
outside.
plays like the goofy like intern radio
Yeah.
guy that they kidnapped that like loves being kidnapped. Yep.
Steve Buscemi's in there.
Steve Buscemi is in that movie.
His eyes are all like
Brendan
this.
Fraser. Adam Sandler.
Okay, anyways.
I know Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler's so good in that movie. I don't even know. How do you get all the girls?
But
It's the pool man.
The whole thing, the whole thing with Ground Zeroes is this better not be like Gran Turismo Prologue.
Where it's a pile of shit.
Yeah, this better be like something substantial for $30 fucking dollars.
It's gonna be like 2 hours long.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
And like
Oh my God, I hate games
It's
that
gonna be-
cost $20 or $30 that are only 2 hours long.
It's gonna be 2 hours long and 3 hours of cutscenes.
yeah.
Wow.
I'm just gonna gone home about this. That's how angry I am.
Is it gonna be a fucking horse riding mission?
But do any of you guys like Metal Gear?
I love
Metal Gear. I'm fucking awful at that.
Yeah, I played 4. I tried playing 4 like 3 or 4 times.
I'm terrible at it. Don't fucking tell me
I'm just
terrible
not
at
good at
everything.
stealth games. I
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
concept of stealth
Well,
games, but
Metal
I'm
Gear
not
Solid
very
4 is
good.
less stealthy.
Yeah.
You can
I still
kill
got
more
caught all
people.
the
You just
time.
have to make sure you shoot the right people because whoever you shoot becomes on, the other guys are on your side then. Because if you kill the wrong person, then everyone tries to kill you in that
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
I only played Metal Gear.
I
And-
enjoyed.
and I had problems as a
Metal
child
Gear
because
was
the
fantastic.
guy said I feel asleep instead of I fell asleep. So when he said I feel asleep, I tried to go, but he was awake then because he was saying I fell asleep before. I wasn't really good at games like that as a child.
Metal Gear Solid 4, I like to roll around a lot. Like, put myself up against everything to watch him change the camouflage.
Oh yeah, the
It's like,
camouflage. Yeah. I played a little
roll
bit
over,
of
you
4.
change color.
You know,
Looking at
I
Snake's ass.
It was fun.
I think they're really well made games, but it's just I don't know if they're for me. You know, I want to try this out, but not for $30.
Yeah.
You know, that's steep to kind of try a game out. You know, I don't know.
$20 download.
No, $30. 30 if you're
Xbox
playing
One,
on
PS4
Xbox One or
download.
PS4, which you will be.
$10
You're not
more.
gonna.
Yeah, I'll
If
play
you
it.
have the means to play it on a new system, you're gonna play it on the new system. It's gonna look,
Yeah, it's gonna look
assume
better.
pretty good.
Hopefully.
After that, this is something only relevant to me and Chris. But one of the biggest
is a
Sports,
problems,
sports.
yeah, it is a sports thing.
Yeah,
One of the
sports.
biggest problems that a lot of people have with MLB The Show is that you invest all this time into your career character, and then you can't transfer him to next year's game. You have to start all over fresh. That ends now. Your character in MLB The Show 14 will transfer over to 15 subsequent versions onward.
40,000 facial beards.
Yeah, they were like, we got beard tech in this game.
Didn't they show, wasn't it Jason Worth?
No, they just made up a character
Oh, it
with
was?
a mullet and
Fucking
a huge
Mountain Man.
homeless, yeah,
it looks fantastic.
It does look
I
pretty
love
good.
when they compared it. They're like, we used to make games that were like, you were a Ken doll. It was plastic. And they show the guy, and then they show the next guy, and it looks like he looks pretty human.
yeah.
It's getting there. But the beard looked good. The hair looked good.
Yeah, he's like, he rendered each hair individually on his head.
Yeah, he literally said 40,000 hairs on his head. It was pretty impressive. He looked good. I
game
can't wait
looks
to
good.
see it. Yeah, it looked good in motion.
Realistic shaving.
Next story is
Start
Dead
shooting
Rising
up.
3, one of the big exclusives for the Xbox One at launch, will be locked at 30 frames a second and 720p.
Beautiful.
Next story.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A game.
Next story.
I don't play a game for how well it looks. I play a game for how well.
I
it
don't have a
plays.
problem ever with 30 frames a second. I know
I
there
just
was a
think
lot
that
of
if it's,
issues.
I just think that this is next gen. This
It
isn't
should,
last gen.
it should at least be 1080p.
Well, I mean,
if it's 30
Why
frames
buy
a
the
second,
new system if it's running the same rate?
if it's 30 frames a second, why isn't it 1080p?
And it doesn't look that good. I watched people playing it online yesterday, and it doesn't look that good. Like, it just doesn't.
Not at 30 frames a second.
It just needs to
30
be
frames.
fun. That's all I care about. It can look like shit. If it's fun, it's a good game.
The problem
But
with
I
30
doesn't- I
frames a
doesn't look like
second
it'd be
is if your
fun.
frame rate drops and it looks like shit, if you're at 60 to begin with and it drops a little bit, it still looks
It's
good.
still okay, yeah.
The
You know?
animations will still look good.
Yeah. Next is this kind of ties into a couple different things. So I'm gonna have to chain these stories together. The first one is Target fucked up and sent out a whole bunch of Xbox Ones.
And they've
So-
sold them.
So people have Xbox Ones. And this one guy kind of did a service to people and released a whole bunch of information about how big some of these games are going to be install-wise.
Well, they're huge.
And, Call of Duty Ghosts on the PS4 is 49 gigs.
Yep.
You're only getting 500 gig hard drives with these systems. And the games he listed off on the Xbox One, he got about 10 games in, and then you would have a full hard drive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you're going to be buying more than 10 games over the next year, presumably. So, the Xbox One is going to have a proprietary system with hard drives like the Xbox 360 does, but they will allow you to eventually hook up an external hard drive. Now, who knows how much it's going to cost.
For the low price of $75.
Well, here's the thing. They might want to get some goodwill, so they might just be like, hey, you could just, hook it up.
You just said Microsoft and Goodwill in the same...
Think about what they've been doing with the whole...
Sentence.
Well, think about what they've been doing since they announced the Xbox One.
They don't care anymore. It's out there.
The whole thing is, I think they'll do it. I think they will let you just put in a hard drive and have it run.
I don't think they will.
But the internal hard drive thing is still a joke. It's the same with the Vita memory cards. It's an absolute and total joke. Here's the problem, though.
prices
So,
are
with the PlayStation 4, this is a serious downside to the PlayStation 4. You can only get up to a terabyte in that thing internal because it does not support external hard drives. So if you're buying a PlayStation 4, buy a terabyte internal drive the day you get your system because you're going to run out of room really fucking fast.
Yeah, I'll get mine within I gotta get it. I can't obviously get it this week.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen. But within a month, I'll probably get it and put it
Yeah.
in. I mean, I'm not gonna whatever. I'm gonna have to install my games. I'll have the cloud saves. I'm not gonna lose anything.
Yeah, it's a shame that they're not letting you use an external hard drive. I think that's a little bit of a joke.
Yeah.
They can change it. I don't see why
Hopefully.
they wouldn't. Sony's more
Nintendo,
in my opinion.
you can do it with a
Sony's
Nintendo
more,
system.
Yeah, but that thing's a pile of shit.
No,
and
it's
it's only
not.
got 32 gig flash memory.
Truthfully,
It's
though,
not like
kinda,
it has a 500 gig and everything takes 100 gigs.
It takes away a lot of the hacking and modding, though.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
can't,
because
if
you
you can't
can't-
put your files onto
Yeah.
like a flash drive and put them onto your PC.
Well, that's why Microsoft, when you put a flash drive in the 360, it formats it to that and won't allow you to move stuff across it because then they would have hacked it even
you can
easier.
still hack it.
Yeah.
though,
I
as
know
long
you can
as
still
it's a
hack it, but
USB.
it still makes it harder for them.
I just
Not
think that
really.
if these games are going to be this big to install, because you're at PC game install sizes at this point,
Yeah.
you need to give
Why are
somebody...
they-
you've got to give the consumer something better than 500 gigs. I mean, your run-of-the-mill desktop that you go buy at Walmart for your mother is coming with a terabyte drive
Well,
now.
that was my question when they announced them. I was like, the first person who says they have a terabyte install is going to be better off. Why don't they put the terabyte in them?
Yeah.
You don't have to put a terabyte desktop hard drive. Don't use the laptop ones. You can put 4
And that makes the
terabytes.
system much larger.
Yeah, but it's you can put a bigger one in it then.
It's a matter of like 3 inches.
And the price is even lower if you put a desktop hard
I
drive,
assume
right?
that if, because the hard drive I showed you is made by Seagate.
Yeah, the Seagate.
I assume if Seagate sees, all of a sudden this particular hard drive is selling huge quantities,
They could even
they'll
drop
be
the
like,
price a little
hey,
bit more.
okay, we need to make a 2 terabyte.
Yeah.
We need to come up with something
Well,
else.
they'll probably upgrade like they did with all the other systems, the PS3.
Well, it's tough because you can only make them so small before you have to make them bigger. You know,
Yeah.
that's the one downside to it. I just wish they would let you hook up an external. Because then I can just hook up a 5 terabyte drive. Yeah, maybe I'm paying a ton of money, but I don't have to. It just helps.
You don't
in
have
the
to worry
long
about
run.
it.
Yeah. It just.
Do they have a fast enough USB port on the PlayStation 4?
I know the Xbox One has 3.0.
They have that special-
They
yeah.
have USB 3.0. I don't know what PS4 has. It doesn't look blue to me on the front. Like, if you look at my laptop right here, that you can't see it because I have something plugged in, but that USB drive has a blue ring around it. That means it's 3.0.
Okay.
I don't own anything that's 3.0, like that's USB 3.0. My desktop has 3.0, but I actually don't have anything hooked up to it. So if you plug anything into those, it doesn't do anything. There's nothing that really takes too much advantage of it aside from external hard drives right now.
Okay.
I don't know, it's just weird that they wouldn't let you do that.
They'll probably change it.
Yeah, I mean, they knew that these games were going to be big installs.
Why do they install that much? Can it not read fast enough to do the 60 frames a second?
I don't know
Blu-ray
what the deal
drives,
with it is.
the discs are bigger and the drives
'Cause I
aren't
think
as
they
fast as
finally
like a 52x CD drive.
Yeah.
But I mean, more importantly, you got so much information on one disc that laser's gonna be going.
Be all over the place
Yeah.
and it's going to burn out.
It,
fast.
it's gonna, yeah. It makes sense to install it, but it's
I mean, the
they're
PS3
just doing
did,
this
like,
so like in 6 months, it's a PS3 with a 1 terabyte in it already.
Yeah.
PS3 with a 1.5. It's gonna go the same rate. that the PS3 did. Starting like 20 and 60, and now it's at 500 and 250. I think.
That's what I said.
Just
The
don't,
Xbox
if they
is
do
the
that, just don't screw over the people that bought your system to begin with, and allow them to have some method to get something
Upgrade.
bigger in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put them out for sale too. I mean, Sony can put out their own hard drives for sale.
Yeah, I'd rather go with a company that actually makes hard drives.
Well, get someone to just slap your name on it, slap
Yeah.
the PlayStation logo on it. Let Seagate put them on if they're
Yeah.
going to do the cheaper ones. I'll buy that $110 hard drive in a couple of months, whenever I can afford it. Next week.
Next.
I'm out of space. Shit.
Yeah, for anybody that gets a PS4 this week, man, that is a decent amount of money to drop.
Yeah, especially because if I buy like 3 or 4 games, I'm at $600,
Yeah, more than that.
700.
Right,
Yeah,
4
that's
games
true.
at $60 a pop.
Plus my year's worth of plus. I'm already at $550. Yeah, I'm at $700.
Yeah, I think we added it up. If I get that system in Battlefield, at least it's under $500.
Yeah, just one game. Yeah.
Unless you got the Xbox One. Then it'd be-
Yeah, I mean, if you're at an Xbox One and you're buying like 3 or 4 games, you're pushing 1,000.
$800-900.
Yeah, after taxes and everything, you're getting up there. You get an extra controller for your buddy or something. That's an investment. That really is.
And the plug and play kit,
Yeah, the plug and play kit. Yeah.
$85 a controller.
What?
$85 a controller if you want a plug and play kit for each one. $60, $25 for the plug and play kits, $85 controller.
For something that
'Cause-
should have been built in.
They announced it built in, and then they changed their mind.
Okay.
At least it doesn't have that fucking horrible pack on the back.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing about the new looking controllers, I've been watching people play with them, and they've talked about them. And everybody likes the new Xbox controller. They said there's not a big a change as it sounds like. It's pretty much the same size. The buttons being stacked a little bit too close. In my opinion, I don't really know. I gotta hold one. I've got my PS4 controller. I love it. It feels great. Just sits nice in your
Bring it
hands.
with me everywhere.
He does. He keeps it in
I
his
know.
pocket. Yeah.
I wish I had it
I
with
think
me.
he's
I'd
gonna
show it
come
off
in
right
with
now.
one of
Look
those
at
baby
it!
cameras
Woo!
on his chest.
He's got a baby Bjorn that has the.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I like the sticks. As Steve said, they were a little small. They are smaller than the PS3 sticks, but they have nice grips. They make love to your thumbs, and it feels really good.
I saw somebody trying, and they actually did it. But I mean, they trying to pass off the PS4 controller as very shitty plastic on the sticks that wore off using it on the PC. But then you could see all the marks from whatever they were using, a belt sander or something. But they actually did it to their controller to try to pass it off.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I mean, it
They
wasn't.
just ground down the controller tops?
Yeah. So ground it down. So
No, that's really
it
hard plastic. That's really hard rubber. It's good rubber on
But
these.
I mean, they did it to their
good
own thing.
Nice.
I like
Just
it.
to try to be like, this is a piece of shit.
Yeah, but it wasn't photoshopped. It wasn't. I mean, you fucking destroyed your controller
$60 controller for nothing.
to be a dick online. Then again, it makes sense because if I got a controller and I don't have a PS4 pre-order, I want to get as many people to. Oh, fuck this! I'm not gonna buy a PlayStation 4.
Yeah. Like
Yes.
the idiots who broke their PS3s on launch day. I smashed my PS3 and I put it on YouTube.
And you-
How about donate it? I'll take it.
I
I'll
got.
take another one.
I bet you there will be.
I'll take
Oh, I
instructions.
guarantee. They're tiny. Did you the chart comparison?
That I
That was
showed
pretty
you?
cool that you showed
Yeah.
me. Yeah. Like the Xbox is actually bigger than the original PlayStation 3. Like the Fat Boys, the Xbox One is taller and it's not. I don't think it's
It's
wider,
almost as wide as the original.
but it is
PS3.
taller if you stood them all up. And then the PlayStation 4 is like a fucking looks like a Wii on the side almost. It's tiny.
Yeah, the Xbox One's 37 pounds, I think.
It's basically a metric ton.
It has a cement block in the back of it. The
Just-
Connect
Yeah, just like a
connects
wash,
another 20 pounds.
just like a washing machine. Just make sure it doesn't go off balance. Use a cement block.
Wub, 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 wub.
No, it doesn't do dubstep.
No, it bounces across the fucking floor like mine.
I thought it was interesting. The guy that got the Xbox One early, that posted all the information on YouTube and everything.
I didn't see it.
He said like the UI and everything is absolutely amazing. Like he said, he like completely fell in love with the system like the moment he started playing it.
My favorite thing is they showed it online. I think I saw one picture of it. It looks exactly the fucking same as an Xbox 360 hard.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks the same. You can like really customize the look of it, I guess. Like change all like the color schemes and all this stuff. The thing is, though, this is kind of weird. You know, we're a few days away from the PS4. We don't
You
know what the
haven't
hell
really
looks-
seen it.
Yeah,
No, you have.
Not really. I mean,
No, you have because at Tokyo Game Show,
Yeah, but
Yoshida
not
went through. Not
really.
Yoshida, not the wrong guy.
I mean, you really haven't seen much of what it actually looks like.
I haven't seen anything.
You can find the whole thing. They show the whole dashboard.
Yeah.
It's just blue.
Yeah.
It's average. It's not. It's probably not going to be great.
Speaking
Noises.
of that, the new Need for Speed game looks really good.
Oh yeah, but it's not.
Speaking of car
it's coming out a
noises.
week after, right?
No, it's not. They changed the date.
Isn't it the 19th?
Originally, the PlayStation 4 version of Need for Speed was going
supposed
to
to
come
be
out on the 22nd,
Oh, okay.
and they moved it to the 15th. So it is coming out launch.
Oh, it is.
Yep. Coming out launch for both systems.
It looks good.
It looks awesome.
Wake up.
IGN did a video showing the Xbox One and PS4 version side by side. It was actually kind of neat to see them.
Pretty close.
Yeah, it looks like the PS4's got like more like particle stuff and like small details, but the Xbox One like the environment kind of looks. I thought it maybe looked a little bit sharper, like the trees and everything looked a little bit better.
When I was watching a lot of stuff on the Battlefield and the Call of Duty comparisons, because they're the Battlefield's running at what, 30 frames on the Xbox?
Yeah.
And 60 frames on the PS3. But to make the game look better, they upped the contrast on the Xbox version, so the blacks look better, and that makes sense. But it is kind of neat to see them running side by side. And the same thing with Call of Duty. They 720p versus the 900p, right? Isn't
No,
that-
it's 1080 for PS.
Oh, it is
PS4,
actually
yeah.
1080?
Rise is running at 900p for Xbox One. Yeah.
Do you know Crytek made that game?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
It's depressing.
Yeah. See how they
Quick time
got.
the video game.
It's depressing.
People were
QTE.
saying it's pretty good. Sessler liked it. He played it for a while, I guess. I don't know.
It's probably 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, well, a lot of games are going to be short.
And I wouldn't want to pay
You said
$20
Knack was
for
like,
it.
You said Knack was like
Yeah,
4.5
people
hours.
are saying that Knack is short.
That's kind of
like-
disappointing. I figured
Yeah.
like a good 10-hour game, but I mean, at least I'll beat it then.
I am gonna wait for that game though. Maybe when someone brings a used one in. I think my launch games are gonna be Killzone and Battlefield. Two first.
I really want to play Killzone. I kind of do.
Killzone would be a rental for me because I won't play it multiplayer. I just want to see the single
There's
player.
no levels in multiplayer.
I
You don't
only
level
I only play single player when it comes to Killzone. I've never played multiplayer.
Killzone 3 was amazing. Me and Cole really had a lot of fun with that game. The mechs.
Canadian lover
Yeah. Hi, Cole.
gives you the maple leaf.
A.
The maple leaf. You want to tell me what that is? Because
Later on, he puts you in the sharpshooter.
that's good.
Something maple syrup. Oh, sorry.
So he doesn't say he doesn't have the
no,
bad
he actually
Canadian.
talks better than we
Yeah.
do.
I did ask him
surprisingly.
about the hoser. He doesn't say hoser, but Brody does.
Oh,
Calls
gotcha.
people hoser. He's more. I guess that's a hockey thing. I don't know.
We should probably transition to our next thing because news has not run very long. Instead of taking a break, we'll just go into this. Instead of doing just the top today, we are going to do.
That was it for news.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it for news.
Yeah.
Nothing's going on in the world of
It's been
gaming.
pretty light couple of weeks, to be honest with you. I mean,
Next
it
couple
really-
weeks will be
Yeah.
interesting.
So since this current generation is ending and a new one is beginning, we thought that we would talk about the things that we liked most about this past generation and the things we're looking forward to most in the next generation. So why don't we start with what you liked most about the last generation first? And I assume yours is Uncharted 2.
There you go.
I don't necessarily mean
It's Uncharted.
I don't mean your favorite games, but just the stuff that kind of happened. You know?
Games that have more story.
Yeah, that was the biggest change.
You know,
really.
because games have really taken a massive change since the PS2. Because if you look back at like the PS2, like some of the better story-based games were like Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank, and that's really it. And then RPGs were your story-based games because then it was just like shooters or arcade-style games. I tried to play Jak and Daxter, the HD ones. And it's fun to play them, but I'm playing these games and like a game now really leads you to where you're supposed to go. And I'm playing Jak and I'm going, where the fuck am I supposed to go? I need like an arrow or
Yeah.
like some type of direction. And I actually asked Janine, she's like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck do I do? And she's like, just go. And I was like, wait a minute, I just go somewhere. I don't have to be told where to go. There's no story. Like, it's interesting, the progression. It's really become like movie games. You know, games are movies now, and movies are, you know, whatever. But I've really enjoyed the graphics. I mean, where we've come from the beginning of the PS3 to the end of the PS3, and even the Xbox. I mean, going to like, I had a good top 5, and I was going to piss a couple of guys off here with it, more just to be funny and stuff. But like a game like Crackdown, that game looked like an absolute piece of shit. The PS2 could have ran Crackdown, the original Crackdown game.
I fucking love Crackdown.
Yeah, that was a terrible
I
game.
love Crackdown.
And then Crackdown 2 looked like a better skinned version of Crackdown 2.
Crackdown
and
2
then,
was
like,
awful.
they're
Crackdown 2 was
both
the same
terrible.
game.
They're the same fucking
No,
game.
no, it wasn't the same game.
It was.
It was a different game, but only 10 minutes of it copied and pasted repeatedly.
Zombies.
Yeah, that was stupid
The
too.
worst part of this generation. A game like Gears. Gears really showed you what this generation could be. You know, it did. You know, it brought like the Unreal looking game to a story based duck and cover shooter that looked fantastic on the 360.
I'm Better Rodriguez, and I've been locked up.
Yeah, bad voice acting. Marcus Phoenix.
Woo, yeah, bring it on, sucker. That's my kind of shit.
Kind of like blew your mind when I told you that's the same guy that voices Bender.
That's insane.
Yeah, John DiMaggio.
Yeah, that fucking hurts right there because Bender's hilarious and Marcus Phoenix is the most bland character in video games.
I'm Marcus Phoenix. Where's my dad?
Yeah,
My dad's dead, but my dad's not dead.
it's interesting.
But then my
because
dad's
even,
dead again.
Even like JRPGs, some of the JRPGs that have come out lately, it's a throwback to the older times, but it's beautiful to see them in a new light, like Ni no Kuni. You know, Ni no Kuni couldn't have been done on the PS2. It would have just looked like a pile of dog shit.
I think, just real quick before you move away from Gears of War, I think that's probably the franchise that defines the past generation more than any other franchise, because you take a look at like what Gears of War did. It created a style of game that run and duck and cover. I mean, you had third-person shooters, but nothing like that before.
No.
It created a game mode and horde mode that's been copied repeatedly by every other game. It set the standard for kind of, a shooter action game that could have a story that is persistent throughout sequels, and there wasn't a bad game. I mean, you don't count Judgment because it's not a numbered, it's a side thing.
prequel.
It's a side thing. Yeah. But I mean, even Uncharted, like we talked about this last time, like number 1's not that great. It's good, but it's not great. Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 are awesome. They really are fantastic games.
It's like when people ask what to buy for the PS3. It's like Uncharted.
Yeah.
Well, which one? You can play 1, but if you don't like it, don't drop the
Yeah,
franchise.
I didn't. Yeah,
skip Uncharted
I didn't
1
like
if you
1,
don't like
but
it.
I went to 2. I did still get 2. I bought 2 day 1.
I always tell people that. It's like, if you don't like Uncharted 1, don't give up on it, because Uncharted 2 is absolutely amazing. And it's not that 1's a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's an early game. Yeah, it's not a launch title. It's actually a year in.
That's a launch title.
It's a first year
Launch
game.
window.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a year
within the
one
launch
game,
window.
and it definitely shows. But that game showed some stuff that you don't see in a lot of games, like when you go in water, you actually have wet fabric. Not many games did that. What was that?
Snow Prince.
Yeah, the
That
Snow
was the big
Prince.
thing about number 2. Yeah.
Yeah, big blue guys.
Well, it's funny you actually bring that up. Things that made a lasting impact. It was like when I played Beyond, when she's walking through the snow, I was like,
You get
shit,
to see
did
snow
she,
prints.
did she have snow prints?
Yep.
Because that kind of was introduced
Yep.
in Uncharted.
They also do
know?
wet fabric in it too.
Yep. I'm trying to think, like, for me, I think seeing stuff like L.A. Noire and Heavy Rain, the facial technology, that kind of thing, seeing like real emotion and kind of, finally once and for all getting away from the uncanny valley, I think is kind of, that's kind of a technical marvel, really, not just for video games, but for computer generated graphics in general.
Something that's big for me is bringing you guys, you and him mostly wouldn't really care or see it, is bringing the whatever that word is.
Prophylactics?
Prophylactics of indie games, proliferation of indie games into the console market.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing for me, and I can't, that's the one thing to the next generation, that's the next thing we're going to have, is going to be huge with me, and I can't wait for that. I mean, I could do it right now and buy a PC and suck it up and do that, but whatever. Like when you said you want to play Don't Starve is going to come out on the PS4. Yeah. I want to play that on the PS4. I can't wait till they put Minecraft on the PS4. It's just...
I mean, the thing I like...
Supposedly it's not. I don't know.
No, Minecraft isn't launched.
It's going to be very soon after.
Yeah, it wasn't on the list.
It's soon.
I read the other day, yeah.
Well, I thought it was a digital launch.
But the nice thing is, if you buy a PS4, they give you a $10 gift card, so you can just pick up Minecraft for $5. Yeah.
$10. It's probably going to be 20.
Yeah.
But $10.
Yeah, well, this is the thing I like best about this generation. One of the things, the rise of indie games.
Yes.
And I mean, indie games have always been there. I mean, I played Cave Story a while ago, a long while ago. I played Cave Story with a translation and loved it. But I mean, now this is a retail releasing of indie games, downloadable. It's being big and featured, and Minecraft being front and center on the ideal indie game, the perfect thing, and also brings it to games that I really enjoy the new games and the deeper stories, but I like the games now without a story. Minecraft is Legos for the computer.
Yeah.
You can build, you can destroy, except you can dig
especially
and
destroy.
you can make stuff and you can get attacked and the whole nine. And Minecraft is easily the best game of the generation for me. I love it. I can spend hours in it. I can not touch it for
a PC
a year and a half and then pick it back up again. There's mods in the PC game.
I never played it. I mean,
There's some
I played
crazy shit
like
in Minecraft too.
I played like 45 minutes of it with Chris, but I never actually like sat down and actually played it. Like I really
spent a
skipped
lot of
it, you
time
know.
in that game.
And the same thing, like you think
get
of
it for
like
the PS4.
you think of
Yeah.
the biggest game of the past 10 years, World of Warcraft. Never fucking touched it.
No.
Never.
Well,
touched
people
it.
always ask me, like, why didn't you play it? And I was, one, I don't really have the PC to play it. Two, that is a game that if I really got into it, I'd lose my job. I'd be one of those guys. I would lose my job. I wouldn't be able to go to school. I wouldn't be able to go
your
to work.
marriage, and maybe even your life.
Yeah, and I know I'm smart enough not to do it. I can't get sucked into those things. Like we got a guy like Jaren. He gets into like Final Fantasy, and he got really deep into DC. I turned him into it's all he plays, and I paid my $40 for 3 months of Final Fantasy, and honestly, I haven't played it since I paid that. I'm okay with that, but some people can't do that. They think that they have to justify their money spent. I'll go back and I'll play it, and that's fine. DC Universe Online is going to be a day one on the PlayStation 4, and you're damn right I'm going to download that and put in my level 30 character and go, oh god, he's pretty. Just to see him, if anything. But, yeah. I don't know. It's tough to say what my favorite thing about the generation. I mean, I'm a huge Uncharted fan, but I can't say that's the biggest game in the generation.
I think one of the things that really defines the generation for me, and I know it's going to use a game that you don't like, but I think you'll agree with me. Back in the 90s, when you would have these games that were kind of supposed to be epic in scope, you would only kind of see this stuff, or you would read about it in text in a cutscene, because they didn't have animated cutscene, at the time. Yeah. But Mass Effect 2, you actually go to those planets.
Yeah.
You see those characters.
Well, you can just say Mass Effect 2, just in general.
Like
Mass Effect.
That's not a cutscene anymore.
Series,
That's the game. Like that's insane. That the stuff that was relegated to 10 seconds on screen of some words is now that's the environment you're in.
Yeah, that's 60 hours of
Yeah,
gameplay.
like that's the
Spread
craziest
over 3
thing
games
to
in
me,
years.
You look at like the advances in games in such a short period of time, and there's nothing else that compares to it. Like movies have kind of been made the same way for a really long time. Music, for the most part, has been made the same way for a while. Yeah, there was the rise of digital music and auto-tune, which was a big ended up just being nothing but a fad. But I mean, music for the most part, still you mic an amplifier and mic your drums, and you go in there and sing in a booth, whether or not you're playing instruments or not. You still go in a booth and sing into a microphone. The games, like the way you play the game is changing, even with motion controls and with like the Kinect. Say what you want about the Kinect, that's a huge leap in technology. Even if it doesn't work, it's still crazy to think that, hey, this is like stuff that was like
we watch it in Minority Report.
Yeah,
like
that,
oh, that's
oh, no,
stupid. That'll never happen. And now people are going like this. And
the same thing I always said about the Kinect is if they can do that, I would buy it.
Yeah.
If they can predict murders before it happens, I will buy it.
I'm always going to want to play my games with a mouse and keyboard or controller. I have to have something
you
in
can
my
have,
hands.
It's better control.
I can't ever just abandon that and play a game where I'm just like waving my arm around.
I mean, with the most stuff I'm interested in is stuff that uses the Kinect. The Fighters Uncaged or whatever it is, and even the Kinect Sports. I've never played Kinect Sports, but I'd be interested in the new one. The upgrade in the Kinect for the Xbox One is huge. And they need that. I mean, they're not banking on anything else. They're not banking on games. They're not putting Halo out there. They're not putting Gears out. They're banking on cars right now, basically, and zombies. Whatever.
Car zombies.
Well,
that car that was dead came back.
That happens.
The transmission blew,
Christine?
but it came back to eat us.
That's been a good job. I mean, even with the Wii, the motion control thing, I mean, that kind of died, thank God, a little bit with the controllers. I mean, the Move is... We'll see what they do with the Move on the PS4 if it becomes anything that's more integrated into better games. Mm-hmm. That's the problem with the Move and the Kinect. They put these things out there, but they're more for kids and girls. And, there was a couple of great Move games, like Champions and... Deadman's Quest was a good game, but, it's not something the mainstream. It's not a mainstream thing yet, But... and that's the other thing, the proliferation of mainstream gaming, like Call of Duty. I don't know what I mean, Call of Duty did a great thing for games. It sells a ton of copies, but it also takes away sales from great games that come out at Christmas time. Like,
Yeah, this was the
this
first...
year it was a bad year because nothing has really come out. They're always like,
Well, nothing wanted to compete with it this year.
Yeah, well, there's nothing to come out.
I mean, this was the first generation where it was online from day one. You know, the previous generation, it wasn't from the beginning. It didn't start until, midway through the cycle.
Yeah.
Xbox Live, that wasn't available at launch.
Live came out a year after.
Yeah.
Live really started with Halo 2.
Yep. And so, I mean, this is the first generation of friends lists and
Yeah.
achievements and all of this crazy shit that never existed beforehand. And it's weird that that stuff to me, the stuff that really defines that generation. When I don't think that should be what defines a generation.
It kind of is.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad
this
that's
generation
what
is
people
really.
are going to pick out.
They also, I don't know if you saw that on the thing. They're actually doing the you watch TV, you get achievements. That's official.
That's fucking stupid.
No, it's fucking official now.
I got a Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. achievement.
Whatever you want. I don't really care. I just think it's fucking garbage. Achievements have really turned into shit.
I'm gonna boost my Chivo score by
watching
keeping the
TV.
TV. Well, by keeping it playing TV, but with the TV off while I sleep. Super Chivos.
He obviously knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I know.
He knows what he's doing.
Practice.
I think achievements have been one of the better things about the generation and one of the worst things about the generation. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing.
You watch 12 hours of C-SPAN in one sitting. Chivos!
It's a great thing for designers and developers.
Yes.
It's not a great thing for players.
Yeah.
Because it gives them a way to have people play their game for longer. But for us, you don't really get anything tangible out of that exchange. This is just a number on a screen. This doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So
It's your dick score.
the other thing I really liked about this generation, bringing it back. See, I do that. Bring it back. Baby
Mars
got back.
Attacks.
Yeah. The other thing I really like about this generation,
Ark, ark, ark,
I really like the fact they
ark, ark. Ah! Pierce Brosnan on a little dog. Sarah Jessica Parker. He kills him and the flag comes out of his chest. And then...
God.
They brought back Pac-Man.
Oh, Pac-Man DX, eye crack. They eye crack. That's what I call that game.
Oh, you played.
You
on
just
your-
don't fucking blink. It's just like 20 minutes of just doing this.
My God.
So
Bringing
what is
back
the thing you like most about the
No,
past generation?
he's talking about retro game, like bringing back some retro stuff.
Oh, okay.
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man did
my
it
God,
great. I wasn't a big fan of the Galaga one.
I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I haven't.
You haven't played Pac-Man DX?
No, the Galaga one.
It's
No, I
not-
played a
it's-
shitload of Pac-Man
Okay,
DX.
that's what. Yeah, that's what. he's
I'm
talking
gonna
about.
get
Galaga's
it
kinda
again
weird.
on Steam.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not the
kinda-
same
it's
style of
kinda
thing.
weird.
Yeah.
Well, because you can either shoot straight up or you can shoot like.
It took me. I didn't
Cross.
realize you actually could turn like your
Yeah.
fucking bullets and shoot to the sides. Yeah.
Strange.
Whatever.
You can
Go
also
ahead,
move
Pac-Man.
wherever.
I fucking love Pac-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I always had like a particular affinity to Pac-Man. I never like fantastic.
This is
at
10
the-
times better than the original
Oh
Pac-Man.
my God, it is a lot of
Well,
fun.
doesn't it change like the screen too? While you're
My God, it's
going
very it's a
halfway
little bit
over?
trippy and the whole thing. There's a bunch of different modes and
Find some acid and go have fun.
or don't find acid. This is like Pac-Man. It's great. The other thing I really like the introduction of Puzzle Quest is I have a problem, and it's Puzzle Quest.
problem.
I have a serious problem. They released.
You were
it-
late to the bandwagon on this one. That that game's 5 years old.
No, I know. I mean, I got it from like this. I played the
You played it
original.
on the DS.
No, I played the 360 when it first came out.
So you played the shittiest version.
Yeah, I played the first version.
No, the first version is the DS version.
It came out on DS before it came out on the 360
Yes.
Live Arcade.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I think you're lying.
Because they also
Yes.
fixed the 360 version. You can't do a lot of the combos you can do in the DS version.
What game is this? I totally missed
Puzzle
it.
Quest.
Oh,
I'm right. You're just gonna find out that I'm right.
Your
no, continue.
phone has internet here? Is that porn?
It's
What
not
the
porn
fuck
yet.
is that?
My mail? It's a phone. Start talking. I'm typing.
Steve's obviously enjoyed like games like Gone Home, and I'm sure he'll like Stanley Parable. Puzzle games that have stories like Portal. Portal is probably one of the best games I've ever played. It's just fantastic. I want more Portal games. I wish they would make one every year and iterate that game instead of games like Call of Duty every year. Call of Duty needs to take a year off, and it's evident this year
lot of games
for
need
the
to take a
most.
year off.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why
Assassin's
they don't
Creed is
put
one
a...
of them.
Well, Assassin's Creed, what they're going to do is there'll be 2 year. It will be every other year. Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed alternate, so there'll be 2 years in between each Watch
You
Dogs.
know,
2 years in between each Assassin's
Which is
Creed.
smart.
I heard that's why they pushed Watch Dogs back, because they were a little
No,
bit
they want Watch
terrified.
Dogs to look good on the PS4 and the Xbox One.
They want it to stand out more. It'll be their June game, like Last of Us. Like
I told you I
what
was
else
right.
was coming out around the time Last of Us came out.
It's like you work at a game store.
So it'll be Watch
It's like
Dogs
I work at a
and-
game store. Yes, I do. Puzzle games that have stories are fantastic. I want
Catherine.
more. What was that?
I said, Catherine.
Catherine, yeah, I mean Catherine is fantastic. We had a nice conversation with someone about it today, and that's just it's an adult story wrapped around a block pushing game, basically,
I like
or a
pushing
block
blocks.
climbing game.
It's intelligent cube with tits.
Yeah, it's fantastic too. When I played
really
that
is.
game, that'd be an interesting discussion when we all play that game because I think
I'd like to play it.
I think me and you are the only ones who've played it. Did you play it?
What, Catherine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I play Catherine.
Okay. Did
So
you?
I-
How far did you get?
A couple hours in.
Okay. So I think I made it just as far as you did. I made it to like level 5.5.
I'm almost at the end. I'm like
Yeah.
three.
And it's an
4
interesting
missions.
game because you have this. It's a moral game more than anything. It's like, do I cheat on my girlfriend? It's a video game. In real life,
He's
I would
actually
never.
asking you.
In real life, I
cheat
would.
on- in real life, I would never cheat on my girlfriend. That's not me. But in this game, it's like you get this super hot blonde girl who walks into the bar and is like, "How you doing?
Why are you touching me
Do you
again?
want? Do you want to go home with me?" And it's like,
Next week, he's
Yes.
sitting over there.
yes, I do want to go home with you, hot blonde girl. And then it just kind of evolves and it changes, and the gameplay is incredibly basic, but the story is fantastic. Atlas did a great game. I'd love to see a sequel. You probably never will.
No.
It's their biggest
Not with
selling game
Atlas.
ever, though.
Yep.
But they won't make a sequel to it because
Atlas doesn't make
and
sequels.
honestly,
Nope.
I'd say they're above that.
They let it die when it's good.
What do you mean they don't make sequels? Am I not wrong that they make Disgaea and there's like 6 of them?
That's
You are wrong because they don't make Disgaea.
Okay, that's why I
Okay,
asked if
God.
I was wrong.
NIS makes Disgaea, but Persona, there are multiple Personas.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought
don't
NIS
know.
was just an import company.
I don't know what we're talking
Atlas
about
is
anymore.
Atlas is a publisher
Oh my
as well as a developer, but the
Oh,
games they
that's right.
develop, they only develop a few games. Like they actually make Catherine and make Persona, but a lot of the games they make somebody else or publish, somebody else made those.
This reminds me, I gotta
did,
actually
Demon's
play
Souls
Radiant
as well.
Historia.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be
From
pretty
Software
good.
made Demon Souls, didn't they?
oh
Yeah.
fuck, that's right.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
it's
Atlas
published
just
by-
put it out. That's
yeah.
a great
Yeah, that's
example.
right.
Atlas just put it out. They didn't actually make it.
Make the sequel.
Oh yeah, okay. That's the other thing I really like about this generation. It's a game came out, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and soon to be Dark Souls 2. Games that are
Hard.
Nintendo hard.
Yeah.
Something that
Too hard for Chris.
you're the only one that's probably good at this.
Dark Souls is too much. I hope they finish. I mean, it's not that I hope they fix Dark Souls. It's just Dark Souls was just overbearingly
Could
hard.
they do something
I mean,
to make it less shitty? Because that would help a lot.
Top Steve.
Yeah.
See, the game you didn't like, Bioshock Infinite.
Fucking savages.
What difficulty you play that as?
Easy.
He plays everything on easy.
Yeah,
To
but
get
you
the
could play
storyline.
Dark. You could play that game. It's not the fact that he couldn't play it. It's just he didn't like the story.
No,
Well,
the story about Bioshock Infinite
The
is great. The
gameplay
gameplay is
average.
shit.
Yeah. I can't say anything. I haven't played Infinite. I suck at Bioshock. I mean, I was fucking terrible at the first
He
one.
watches me play.
My problem
like
with
Demon
Bioshock
Souls.
is first-person shooters. I'm a backup style player. I back up and I defend that way. You can't back up in Bioshock. You back up into a wall and you're fucking dead by the Big Daddies, which are the worst characters. But whatever.
There's not Big Daddies. There's Wilhelms or whatever. the hell.
No. In Bioshock, just first
Yeah.
Bioshock. I couldn't play Bioshock. The Big Daddies were stupid. They were just, oh look, here's a tank that's faster than light.
It's supposed
not
to be
faster
a
than
shitty.
They were
shit
so
your pants mode.
fast.
You avoid. If you step to the left, they
You
totally
can't
miss
avoid.
you.
There's a wall.
You suck at that game.
You're in a fucking corridor. Avoid this guy who's the size of a house.
You know, you could.
He's
You
not
didn't
the
have to
size-
kill
oh
all of
my
them
God.
like the first time you saw him. You could be
I hate
ready.
the people in here.
I mean, like
I
green
hate
lights.
all
Hate the
Okay.
people that are here.
Green light.
Put a
Green lights.
bullet
They
in my
don't
head.
notice you.
fucking hate you all.
If you do put a bullet in your head, aim away from the green screen because
It's going towards you. It's going this way.
Maybe you could twist the bullet or
It's
bend
just
the
a
bullet.
corn music video, or it goes to like a donut and a glass of water.
Can be it's Wanted.
Yeah.
Curve the bullet.
I'm Angelina Jolie.
Bang, bang, bang.
boxer and ugly.
Shoot my own
Bang,
head.
bang, bang.
Yeah.
I like that.
The whole thing.
I
is
never
stupid.
saw Wanted. I saw the trailer.
I saw.
didn't
I
see
saw
it?
the movie.
Terrible.
I saw the movie. I was like, it's kind of a little interesting, I guess. I want to read the comics. And I read the
Comics
comics.
were 10
and
times
it's like,
better.
this is nothing like the movie. This is good.
No,
There's
if
a giant
if you
blob
want
of
to see
shit.
it, watch.
There's
read
a
the
giant
comic.
blob of shit that's a villain.
What?
A giant blob of shit.
In the
Conker's
comic?
bad for
Yes.
it.
Yeah. To
Great
kill
Whitey
it,
Pooh.
they use bleach in the toilet.
So it's also Dogma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit demon!
Yeah, but I mean,
Professor
comics-
Snape shows up.
the comics were completely different. Basically, in the comics, the entire comic world is real. Superman, Batman, the whole nine. And the bad guys win. The bad guys all band together and they win, and they erase everybody's memory of the comic book world. People can see you do that.
Let him.
It's a fucking good comic. You're the one that likes comics. No, you don't do somebody else's. You don't. No. Oh, you don't make them touch. You don't do that.
You never touch the stream. You never cross streams.
You're doing it way too slow.
Did you watch Big Bang Theory?
No.
Religiously?
No.
You gotta twist it.
No.
Giving it some serious rug burn.
What do you know?
I don't even know what that is. Did you watch Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
Sword
only-
fighting at the end? It's fucking great.
I don't like talk about penises all the time.
Fuck you, Bowtie.
Why does everybody think I like to talk about penises?
Oh, you did watch it this week.
Well, I watch every week. Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so good. He's like, I got one too, and he fucking pulls it out. It was so good.
And he whipped her right out.
He did.
Then he
All
makes.
right. What are the things you're looking forward to most? In the
Uncharted
next
4.
generation?
Uncharted 4 now!
Fallout 4.
Ma! More Meatloaf from Uncharted!
More Nolan North!
There's enough fucking Nolan North
No,
in the
there's
last
not.
generation.
No, there's not.
He's
in everything.
He talks to himself in games because he plays every pedestrian.
It is creepy, but I'm looking forward to what they have. I want to see what the advancements are because it's already been said that they're not changing the game. They're using a lot of the assets from Uncharted. It's going to look basically the same, but obviously much better looking. And
It's going to look the same, but better.
well. I don't know. It's hard to say they're not going to rebuild the game, but the graphics
It's gonna look
engine is
the
going to be
same,
better.
but better.
I want to see what they're going to do. I want to see what Microsoft's going to do with the Kinect. Maybe they'll finally decide to fuck the whole point of you're the controller and let you use a controller and integrate some cool things with the Kinect because they got to get over that bullshit. Because you have to have a controller in your hand to make me play a game. I'm not going to fucking dance around. I'm not going to do that bullshit. I want to see what Sony's going to do with the touchpad. If they can do something really cool with it. It's going to be minimal. Like in Assassin's Creed. You push it, you bring up the map, you can pinch and zoom. So which is better than the Wii because you can't fucking dual buttons. You can't dual touch the Wii
zoom
thing.
it,
Yeah, which is fucking stupid. I want to see where they go. I want to see if Sony integrates more with the camera, if they're going to introduce that in and force people to use the camera more. Playroom, you get free Playroom with it, but unless you have the camera, you can download a thing that you can't use. I'm buying the camera, so I'll let you guys know how that is. I'm sure you guys probably aren't going to get the camera for a little while.
Probably not.
I think a camera steals your soul. That's why I don't ever let any video or pictures of me ever get taken.
You want to Kinect, don't you?
No, I don't. No, you know the thing with the Kinect.
You don't
the
want a-
No, I don't have a big enough space for one anyway.
Nobody.
The
does.
thing I like
Nobody
with the
has
Kinect,
a big enough space.
They,
for
they
the
showed
Kinect.
like, man, I'm gonna play skate and I'm gonna get my skateboard in the game. Blink.
Yeah, no, they
Blink.
never showed that. Never.
Yeah, no, I mean they did it in the like.
No, I know they showed
yeah.
it like the Milo thing. That was just fucking fake.
Yeah.
It was so fake. I
Yeah.
knew that was fake from the beginning.
I mean, just maybe the next generation will have that. Realistically, the generation after that might be the one with something like I can take what's in my room and put it there.
Put it in it, yeah.
And they showed the other tech demo they showed was the projectors set up so your entire room would have like the out. You could like, oh shit, I think I see movement over there, and you can turn your camera. You can turn over and center your TV on where the movement is. So basically, it'll extend your screen in a lower resolution, but you can kind of get like peripheral vision.
Oh, the Illumina view or the
Yeah.
that thing. Okay.
I mean, if you had like 3 projectors and a shitload of money, you probably
Obviously,
get
Microsoft thinks we're all millionaires and have living rooms the size of most houses.
I'm Bill Gates. I think you can afford this, and I can jump over this chair.
Well, if he wants to buy me a house, he can. I'm not gonna say no to Bill Gates, but
Yeah, he jumped over a chair.
You can
that one
move out
time.
of the house that the grandparents of Willy Wonka live in.
exactly. What else are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to Fallout 4. It's going to happen
my
sometime.
That's
be
gonna
great.
definitely on my list of overrated piles of shit.
You're an overrated pile of shit.
Well, I got 20 levels and I can't make myself better with the fucking gun. I use this gun the whole game, but I can't get better with it. Bang, 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 bang. Million shots, never get better. Unless I waste my perks on it.
Bad at everything.
Make it a real fucking RPG, because that's what it's supposed to be. It's not an RPG. Sorry.
It has the special system.
Fuck off.
You're looking at me like you want to hear my thoughts on Fallout 3.
You never played Fallout. Did you play Fallout?
I played Fallout
Do
3.
you like it?
No, fucking sucks.
Yeah. Elder Scrolls is such a better
My
game.
God,
I'm
how
sorry.
can you not like it?
I want to see if
If you do that goddamn thing with your hat one more time, I'm gonna fucking slap you.
the Elder Scrolls Fallout thing for me, it's pretty simple.
Chris, plastic bag.
Elder Scrolls is just a million times better of a game.
the hell is that
they've just dumbed it down so much.
I'm
They need to go
Peter.
back.
I'm sexy guy Pete.
My thing with that game is they can make a greatest hits game and fucking make Skyrim stick the combat from Skyrim into Morrowind, and Morrowind was just such a better game. Like the overall feel in the game, and there's more weapons,
Like
there's more
Morrowind,
things,
Morrowind
there's
seemed like deeper
more armor
and,
stuff. Yeah,
Like I could fucking
they're
make a
Call
potion.
of Duty-izing Elder Scrolls.
I can make a potion to jump super high and make it across the map, and then fucking splat when I
Yeah,
finally
like
landed.
you can fucking make the levitation thing and just float into the sky and never come down again. They've dumbed. We're not stupid. Not everybody is a Call of Duty fan, and we don't play Elder Scrolls. Make the Elder Scrolls games for the people who play Elder Scrolls. Stop making them simpler. They don't need to be simpler. I didn't even realize that one of my buddies told me that like you don't even have like blade skills anymore. I had to think about it. I was like, wait a minute, really? There's no blade skills? Like you don't get better?
One-handed, two-handed.
Yeah, it's not like short sword or long. It's
Axe.
it's axe or bladed weapons now. I
don't know.
I don't know. Whatever.
Anyways, I enjoyed the atmosphere of the Fallout game.
I like the no. It's
Yeah.
not the atmosphere that I don't like.
I know.
It's not an RPG.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm okay.
I like the
with,
VATS. Who doesn't like VATS?
Yeah.
Head gone.
Gibbs.
I shoot their leg off, so when they're running, they just fall. on the
Why
ground.
would you do that? That's so mean.
I like the best thing was like just seeing like an eyeball fall out and then like the brain over here.
I was
and
like it.
it was a cool system.
I
It
do
just,
the
it's overrated.
I don't know what it's called, the messy death or
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I can't believe I can't think of the name. It made everything more gory. So if somebody was somewhere and I killed them, like they're eye landed next to me.
Bloody
I'm gonna
mess?
pick bloody mess. I could pick up whatever the hell they had on them from the eye that landed next to me. Or,
All of everything.
Well,
Yes.
if you shoot them, it just makes them explode.
Nice.
It's called bloody mess because they just explode into a bloody mess.
I
I'm
heard it
looking
had some
forward to
really cool
60 frames a
combos
second, 1080p
on consoles.
on consoles.
Well,
That'd be really nice to have.
More freedom too.
Yeah, I mean,
bigger
just games are
maps.
gonna look better.
Well, unless
look
you're
smoother.
360, unless your Xbox One's online, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. For me, there's not like any particular game I'm looking forward to. Of course, I want to see whatever David Cage makes next.
Yes.
Uh,
Dark Sorcerer game.
If Team Bondi was still around, I want to see what they were making next. I mean, yeah, I know they're working on Horror of the Orient, but it's not even really the same team. It's just kind of like
Horror of the Order.
yes.
Horror of the Orient.
So it's
Other
an
than that,
Oriental
like the stuff I would really like game-wise, like sequels to games, aren't gonna happen. So it's not even worth like getting my hopes up for.
Why? What do you want?
I want a
I
sequel.
like Noir 2.
I want a sequel to Grand Theft Auto 5. And I know everybody's be like, well, obviously Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna come out. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6 isn't gonna
But
come
you
out.
want to
It's
see
not gonna be
Trevor.
But I want to
Fine.
see
Yeah.
Trevor, Michael, and Franklin have another game, and it's never going to happen. And it's the only time I can ever say I played through a Grand Theft Auto game where I wanted those characters to come back, because Nico's story really wraps up. This game is open ended.
Did you beat it?
Yeah, I finished 5.
Yeah,
oh,
you beat
yeah.
it a while ago.
Yeah, I beat it right when it came out, and it's like that game's so open ended because it's always it basically ends with them like, this is the world and the world is ours now. We can do whatever we want, and I want them to expand, and I don't know.
I want games to end.
What do you mean?
I want them to end like storylines. Like a buddy of mine, he wants to see a sequel to Last of Us. I don't want to see the sequel to Last of Us. I think that game is just
No, yeah,
fine.
you don't need a sequel to that.
Like
yeah.
certain games don't need to continue.
2 sequels
Well,
and a
that's
kart
like,
racer.
that's the thing I'm really worried to the most, and Russell will know where I'm coming from with this.
I want the Uncharted kart racer,
if-
fucker.
If Quantic Dream's next game is Beyond 2, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Because the way that game ends, like the story it sets up, I don't want to play that game.
Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking play that game. I really don't want to play
Yeah.
it. And it's just like that's gonna
It's
suck
Fallout.
if that's. He hasn't finished. I mean, he's never gonna finish it.
He's
will
not,
finish
dude.
it.
He's had my copy for a month now.
I got a week until the PS4 comes out.
Yeah,
I guess
you're
it could be
never
my
gonna
goal
finish
this
it.
week.
I'm never gonna get that game back.
Yeah.
It's gone forever. He's gonna sell it to the store.
But I mean, like one of the things
No,
I
I'm
really
gonna keep
want.
that beautiful case.
One
and
of the
bring
things
game
I'd
in.
like to see them
Fucking kill
do,
you.
and I've wanted it from the beginning, is the guy that's in charge of Assassin's Creed was like, he had a quote saying
Oh,
that
yeah.
if the next Assassin's Creed isn't in Egypt, I'm going to be severely disappointed. Number one, you're in charge of the game. You can decide where the hell it goes. So that's stupid as hell. But that's going to force them to change the way that game plays. Because everybody already complained about Assassin's Creed 3 because the way that game worked was it was a country still being built, so the buildings weren't that tall. And with
Egypt's
this,
fucking just desert.
and it's just desert. It's flat for the
I'm gonna
most
jump
part.
You
off
could be
the,
in Cairo, but
But I mean, what are you climbing on? You're not really
Dirt
climbing
huts.
on.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I mean,
jump
you're
off
not-
the top of this
Well,
pyramid and then
the
slide
first game,
down.
there was really nothing, but then when you were in major towns, there was
Yeah,
some
I mean,
settlements.
I think that it's going to be a challenge for them to make a game and change the way that game plays. And either they go more stealth, or they just turn it into like a brawl,
combat,
yeah, like
yeah.
Batman or something like that. I don't know.
Be like Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Rising.
it's hard to say that I want to get away from like dude bro shooters, but it would be nice.
Oh, speaking of that, what I want to see would the makers of Vanquish, what the fuck is the name of that company?
Platinum.
Platinum. What are they going to do on a next gen system? I mean, yeah, they be in
Because Vanquish looks fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, Metal Gear Rising looks fantastic. I want to see what they're going to do with the PS4 and Xbox One. That's going to be crazy.
just swords everywhere. You're gonna have a guy with
Sword
swords
dick,
as legs.
sword feet, sword everything. You play as the
It's
boss
Edward
from Mario
Scissorhands.
RPG 2.
Mario what?
I'm sorry, Mario RPG. The boss to Mario RPG is a sword.
That's what Steve really wants
Smithy.
from the next gen.
It'll never happen.
Sequel to RPG.
Mario RPG 2 will never ever happen. Because they'll fuck it up. They can't make an RPG like that.
Poor
can't.
Gino.
No, well, Nintendo wouldn't have Square do it.
Well, you'd have to if you wanted a sequel to that game, you'd really have to probably get Square.
Yeah, but Square it doesn't exist anymore.
Not in that way.
You know, and if they make it like Final Fantasy, I'm gonna fucking shoot myself. Get Atlas to make it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't
Or
have Square
NES.
make it, they don't have the rights to Gino or Mellow.
Maybe.
I assume that Gino and Mallow belong to Nintendo. I
Nintendo,
can't
yeah.
imagine that Square owns them.
I don't think Nintendo owns them outright either. I mean,
That would be really bizarre if Nintendo doesn't
it's
have
kinda
creative
like
control over that.
Both of their
there wasn't
creation.
They're
a
super
Nintendo game.
they're really protective of
I
their
don't.
characters.
I'm almost positive they don't own Gino or Mallow. They're not their characters. These games they didn't exist until the
yeah, but
game.
Nintendo has to approve that stuff. They're not gonna.
I think they approve it, but I don't think they own the rights to the character. They can't bring those characters back.
I think they do.
I don't think so.
I think they do.
I don't think so. We'll internet it sometime in the future.
Yeah. Where,
Let's see
anything
where-
else you guys? Actually, the question I want to pose to you guys. I know Pete, you don't have any interest in buying a new system, but if
Not right
you were
away.
going to buy a new system, like let's say you're going to buy the PS4 on Friday, what would you get? What games would you get?
Well, Battlefield 4 because everybody else is going to get it. If I don't really want to fucking play it,
I have 3.
I got it on the PC. I'm happy, but I will get it.
I get it.
I will get it when you guys get when I get a PlayStation 4 because you guys have it. Knack is way up there.
Knack has co-op. You get to be
It
silver.
looks shitty.
You get to be
It's
silver
shitty
shit.
co-op though.
Oh, really?
The second player can't get the powers that Knack gets. Like you can't get bigger or any of that stuff. You're feeding him. You're an assist character.
So basically, it's the Fable 2 multiplayer. If you ever did
Yeah,
that.
kind of like you're not a full powered character. You're just
You're
kind
a
of like
helper.
along. You're like along for the ride. You're like
You're
Clank.
shooting the stars in Mario
Okay.
Galaxy.
Yeah, you're not.
That's not even anything.
You're Floyd from Jet Force Gemini.
Yes.
Yes.
So just Battlefield and Knack. You wouldn't. Nothing
Uh,
else?
Well, obviously, if it was an Xbox One, Titanfall, and
Yeah. Well, that's not launch.
It's done.
That's,
I know.
I'm just talking
That's
about
March.
launch games.
just launch
yeah.
games. Dead Rising.
Yeah.
I'm still a big fan of Dead Rising, and I'll be
It
a
looks
big fan until
interesting.
it's not fun anymore.
You know, for me, if money wasn't an issue, let's say I had unlimited funds day one for PS4, I'd get Knack, Battlefield 4.
I get if money was unlimited to buy one of everything.
Yeah,
I buy
see,
two of
I
everything.
wouldn't even do that. I would
Yeah,
get
keep one boxed.
I would get Battlefield 4,
So
Knack.
I wouldn't
Need-
play Assassin's Creed.
I would get Need
It's-
for
it's not
Speed, and I would
something.
get both NBA games just because I'm so curious to see what NBA Live plays like.
It just doesn't look that good.
I love the way those games play, though. Like, I still love the way they play more than 2K. Because I know they did somebody got their hands on NBA Live and talked about, like, the dribbling stall on the right stick and all that. I just love the way that plays.
Fucked up 2K14
Like, they've got something
a
that
little bit.
NBA doesn't have, which is awesome. Or if you just hold down on the right stick, he dribbles away from the defender.
Nice.
So they can't like just spam steal the ball, and it's like that's just sounds like something that should have been in every basketball game forever, but it's not, and they haven't done it. You know,
I mean, I'm getting Battlefield 4. I'll get Knack. I'd like to get Killzone. I don't know if I'm going to get it at launch. And
that's a rental for me.
2K14 or Madden at launch. I'll have 4 games. And then I'll have the free downloadable ones, and then as soon as Minecraft comes out, I'll buy Minecraft.
Yeah, I want to play DC. Like, I don't know if I'm going to have a PS4
And even
or not.
Warframe. I mean, I'll download Warframe.
You know, in
It's
all
gonna
honesty,
take
I'm
me a
probably
year.
not going to get a PS4 the day it comes out or anytime soon, which sucks. You know, I guess that's my fault, kind of. But I really want to play DC. You know, I screwed around with it a little
The
bit.
upgrade looks beautiful.
When it was on PC, I played it a little bit, but not very much.
It's just much more fun with the
think I have a
controller
maxed
because
out character in
you know, on PC it's just left click, right click,
Yeah.
left, left.
Yeah,
It's
you have
really
to click the
interesting the
shit
fact
out
that
of
they're
it.
actually putting effort into the PS4 version. They went back, redid all of the art in HD, so it's in 1080p, 60 frames a second.
It's beautiful.
And it's really kind of neat to see that they
Shiny.
took this game that's a free game that they don't make probably a lot of money off of anymore.
They do open.
And they like pump
What the
life
fuck is
into
it
it. Like
called?
they're making it new for the new
They
system.
put a lot of content out for that
Yeah.
game. I mean, people don't realize that game came out with I think 4 pieces last
You're getting
year.
everything that's out currently out when it launches on PS4.
Oh,
They're
really?
one of
And the
the-
way they worded it, it sounds like they're going to do more stuff for it.
Oh yeah.
The
No,
way
they're gonna
they
support this game.
make their money though is there's a subscription to it where if you do the subscription,
It
you
opens
get,
up and you get all your
yeah
money
you
too.
you open up all the classes and there's not a money lock anymore.
Isn't there like it's only like a one-time fee to do that, and then there is
if
something
you
you can
pay
pay every
for
month for?
anything, they give you more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of
you
something.
get like.
I guess
every-
I
But
would
then
do
if you
that.
have to pay for anything, I mean, you can buy a $1 item and they give
Yeah,
you
I guess I
access
would-
to more
I would
stuff.
probably
They,
do that
they have
then.
an open market too, where they have items where they're like a couple dollars that
Okay.
you actually have to pay real
Yep.
money for.
I would do something
Like
like,
skins.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I could do something like that, but I don't want to pay every month for the game.
No,
Well, how much is it? 15?
No,
I think it's like 12.
12?
Yeah.
10 or 12.
That's too much.
You
well,
can pay
it's
for a
like
whole year
World
and
of
then you save
Warcraft,
money
where
too.
the more you pay.
Yeah, I
the-
wouldn't even do that.
But I want the freeway. I was never in a position where I needed a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need it. People can give you shit too in that game.
Yeah, well, you.
You're going to give me a lot of stuff.
I'll give you the one.
I mean, I just peak level. I just got to level 30 and was like, hey, I made it to level 30. And
Well, then
let's
you
play
got your
something else.
tier armors.
Yeah. It's like, it's MMO speak. They were always like, what's this? What's that? And I was like, I am
The
Healer-
first time someone said,
healer
"What was
tank guy.
it? What was it? The heart. The heart.
Oh,
I heart you.
yeah.
Why did this person say less than 3 to me? Best part of
I-
that. Loved it. Goes along with Deep Dish Platypus, the Pokemon.
I think my favorite thing was in what was it, 11 when I put the thing, please buy my heart. I'm broke as shit. Please buy my my roses.
Yeah, my roses. Holiday events.
So now that we've figured out what we're going to play, what do you look for? Did we already talk about what we're looking forward to most with the news? Yeah, okay, yeah.
New controller. I want
Yeah.
to feel it. I want to feel what it feels like when I actually play a game.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had it in my hand for like 2 weeks,
You've
but
had
You,
it
know,
in your
you
fucking
could hook that up to a
everywhere.
computer and play a game right now.
kind of. I've heard it's kind of wanky.
Oh, can you give it to me then so I can try it out?
No.
You're not doing anything with it for the next few days.
Yeah, I am.
He's carrying it
Don't-
around.
Don't give it to him. It'll happen
He's
to
got
same
you
thing that
made
happened
a
to.
leather necklace out of it, and you put it stuffed inside his shirt next to his Nathan Drake
Ring.
nipple clamp.
If you give it to him, he'll just own it.
Why don't you have an Uncharted tattoo?
He's afraid of tattoos. They
He
hurt.
is. They hurt. Yeah.
I'll get a Broncos tattoo.
You don't
I'm sure
have a
you do.
Broncos tattoo.
No, I said I will.
Wow.
That's-
That's just
that
white
would be the
trash.
first
I'm not gonna
It's
tattoo.
so
something that
fucking
I would
white.
never regret having.
It's so white trash.
Yes, but it's something I would never regret
Just a
having.
pasty white arm with a Broncos tattoo.
I'd
Just
put it
like-
on my leg anyways.
Immediately,
Oh god, that's even white trashier.
What do you want me to do?
Small your
Webcam
back.
URL.
Small of my back, yeah.
Face
well,
tattoo.
Just Peyton, just
Gotta-
says
gotta do-
Peyton on
gotta
it.
do it right here.
Oh
Right
god,
here.
on my face.
This is Knuckles Peyton.
I'm looking forward to
Well,
a lot of
you
stuff.
have tattoos, don't you, Russell?
I just have one. Yeah.
Just one.
Show it to us.
He's got the semen on his arm.
Yeah, I got a semen on my
It's-
arm.
Do you really?
No,
You
it's
have two
the-
tattoos,
it's the-
don't you?
No,
I thought you had a
one.
cross.
You know his tattoos better than he knows his tattoos.
No, he has his little symbol on his arm.
I don't have a cross.
I thought you had a cross, but whatever. You
I
have
gotta
the
see
little.
this eventually.
I don't
Take
have
it
a
off.
cross.
I thought you had a cross, a Celtic
No,
cross.
the only thing I have is the
Yeah.
the Leo symbol.
Oh yeah. Sure, show him.
It's just a fuck. It's small. It's a little Leo symbol.
Yeah, you can kind of see it on the camera. There you go.
It's a
Yeah.
snake.
We'll zoom in, blow it up.
My
set
next
it-
big thing
set
is
it in
going to
the
be
back.
like a dragon, probably a dragon or a knight.
I'm getting absolutely nothing because I'm not happy with the decisions I made.
Depending on where
a
you
week
get them,
ago.
they can really fucking hurt. I mean, speaking from experience here. My
Any
Achilles
fatty
tendon
tissue?
fucking sucked.
I bet it did.
It fucking sucked, especially because I have a tree on my Achilles tendon, so it's wood grain
All the veins and everything.
all that shit. My elbow that hurt a little
If you
bit.
could drill it right into my
Anywhere where there's
clavicle
bone,
here, it'd be great.
any bone hurts.
My shin was fine. Totally fine with my shin. And I have a very, very large piece on my shin. Totally fine with that. But the ball of my ankle, like the little... That sucked.
I wouldn't do
You know, that kind of sucked. Right, the soft part of the inside of your knee, the crook of your knee, the little soft skin right there, right at the top there, that
It's
sucked.
tender.
Yeah,
Tender.
that wasn't too fun.
Well, plus they make you stretch and sit there for hours.
No, I just had to lay flat on my stomach with my leg outstretched. Like, I didn't have to, like, hold it in any weird thing. He hooks your leg like this. Like, he puts your ankle kind of like a headlock.
Yep.
And then tattoos. So it's a little uncomfortable having someone kind of, like, weighing down on you, you know? But that wasn't too bad. Like, your upper arm was probably nothing for you, right? Like,
No, not at all.
these were nothing for me. Like,
No.
the worst thing about my tricep was I had to hold my arm like that and stretch the skin the entire
Yeah.
time for 2.5 hours. That sucked. But tattoos are fun.
They're addictive.
They're so expensive, though.
They're addictive.
Good ones are expensive.
I want to see what new franchises come out.
I want to see when new tattoos come out.
I want to see what like that game
probably
company's
get a new
got
one with
planned.
it,
Yeah.
Like, are they going to use the touchpad? Are they gonna go somewhere crazy like Journey? I mean, Journey took 3 years to make.
What
It
if
was
they do a game
fantastic.
that requires the move in the camera?
That's fine. I got it. I'm okay with that. I'm not afraid of it. I want to see what Media Molecule is going to do. Are they going to just continue with Little Big Planet? Are they going to make?
They're
like,
doing that game.
They're doing
with
Tearaway for the
well,
Vita.
no, they're doing that game with the move that you sculpt things. Remember?
Hey,
They had the band playing the puppets and
Oh
shit.
yeah.
That's not. I think that's
think
just
that was
tech
a-
demo.
Yeah.
No, that's like a piece of software that they're making.
We'll
Like,
see.
it's-
I
yeah.
mean, I want to see what they got. I want to
Wasn't
see
that
what
supposed to be for
because
the
I'm
PS3
pretty sure what
though?
Naughty
No,
Dog
it's
is going to
for
do
PS4.
is they'll make Uncharted 4 and then they'll introduce a new franchise, or go kind of off and do like another Last of Us.
They
style
need to
game
make
or-
a new. God, was it Way of the Warrior? Their first game. It was the Mortal Kombat ripoff.
Oh really?
Yeah, they
I
need
know
to
what
make
you're
a sequel
talking
to
about.
that.
I want to see what I'd love to
was
see
that on?
Guerrilla
3DO.
Games
3DO.
do something other than Killzone.
Oh, that's right, because you were looking for it that way.
Which supposedly they're doing something other than Killzone. I'd love to see Guerrilla do something else. I want to see Gran Turismo 7. I want to see them put Forza 5 to shame. I really want to see what he can do with a console that's easy to program for, rather than the nightmare of the PS3. Because supposedly it took 2 months to make each car in Gran Turismo 5, which is a little ridiculous.
Real quick, because that made me think of something. Even
Gran
though we
Turismo 6.
already talked about things from last generation, and one of the things we don't like, you know, the achievements and everything. I don't like exclusive shit. Like, you get this DLC exclusive for 6 months on this system instead of this. Fuck off. I hate that.
Yeah, that
But
is
then there'd
kinda
be no
stupid.
point to owning either console.
Your
then you
exclusive
should just-
games.
Well, then you should just
Wow.
own PCs.
No, your exclusive games, not DLC.
Oh.
DLC shouldn't be exclusive. No, have Uncharted only on PS3 and have Gears
Okay.
only on 360. I just mean,
Oh, you mean like the
your
60
map
minutes,
packs.
the 60 minutes of extra
Yeah, shit like
Assassin's
that.
Creed, which they
Yeah.
said is never going to come out on the Xbox.
Yeah.
So you're going to lose. I mean, it's not much content.
It's
an
never
hour.
anything.
Oh, it's
either.
never anything good, really.
It's
Well, no,
Aveline
not
is
good,
for
but it's
4.
not. It doesn't have anything to do with the storyline.
Or they should make it reasonably priced if they do it. I think what was the one that just came out? There was something that came out. It was only for pre-orders only, and then it came out. It was $5, but it was really
That's a
something
lot of
small.
games.
I mean, it was
That's a
small.
lot
It was
of
like
games.
really small piece, and
They
I
did
was
that
like,
in
"That's
Borderlands.
crazy."
Yeah.
Like $5. How about $1?
That was. I think you were talking about Borderlands. They did that in Borderlands too. in
Creature
Necromancer.
Underdome and
No, it's something very recent. It was something in like the past couple months, but I don't remember what it is, honestly. Sorry, I'm
That must have not
brain
mattered.
dead. I don't know. I can't wait for a lot of new stuff. I can't wait for what maybe Insomniac does. Maybe are they going to bring back Resistance? Are they going to make a new shooter? I mean, I know they're doing Overdrive, whatever the hell that pile of dog shit's going to be. The blue and green zombie
Sunset
shooter.
Overdrive.
Yeah, Sunset. I mean, it looks fun, but I don't know.
That's
they
Xbox One exclusive, I think.
Yeah, I know, but they were also forced into Fuse, and Fuse was supposed to be... Fuse looked cool before they made it Fuse. I don't know. I don't really know where Insomniac is going. They're kind of a company that's in real bad limbo, in my opinion.
I want to see the people that make Infamous do something different.
Second Son's going to be fantastic. I mean, if that game came out at launch, I think it would be an easy choice on what to buy. I mean, as it is, the PlayStation 4 is going to be lacking on a couple of games. I mean, Dead Rising looks better than most of the stuff, but I mean, Killzone is, in my opinion, going to be the better of those two games if you really want to put those two up against each other. Titanfall is going to be fantastic, but we all have our opinion on the best version of that game is not going to be on console, console. I don't know who else. Any other? I mean, I want to see what Kojima can do. I want to see what Konami can do with these new consoles. I want to see what. I don't know. I want to see what the guy like Sega. I want to see what Sega's going to do. Are they going to sit there and keep making...
Another Sonic game!
Make something else. Make some, bring back something else cool.
That-
Give me Streets of Rage. Wait.
The problem is, like, a lot of those older games now, like, they try putting them back out or making
They're
new
bad,
ones,
yeah.
and they're
It doesn't
terrible.
work.
Yeah,
you
go,
know?
or Beast
And
Rider.
it's not that those games
Golden
don't
Axe.
work anymore, like that genre or whatever. It's just you have to do something different with it. Because you can't say that beat 'em ups are dead because look at the success of Castle Crashers.
Yeah.
You know?
Or Dragon's Crown.
Yeah, you have to just change it a little bit.
I want to see
you
what
know?
Atlas is going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, are they going to really make some
Is Persona 5 going to be on Vita or PS4?
PS4?
Oh my god, it better be PS4.
I don't know if I want a console one like that. I really enjoyed the experience of playing that on a handheld.
I just want to see them make. I mean, just want to see what the game can
Yeah.
really look like. I think Atlas could make a fantastic looking game. It'd be like a moving anime.
Yeah.
Instead of like Golden looks nice. It looks like a PS2 game.
Yeah,
which is fine.
it does.
Which is fine.
Yep.
Even going to the Xbox, I want to see what Epic can do if they decide to make a game again. It's kind of hard on the Xbox because they don't have any like in-house companies. Everything they have exclusive they've bought. Like Titanfall.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to see what I want to see what Respawn does for the PlayStation 4 because after the news that the COO comes out and says it's never going to be on the PlayStation, and then they come out and they're like it ran on the PlayStation. We
Yeah.
had a version for it.
Well, the same
What are
day
they gonna make?
The same day they announced that it was never coming out on the PlayStation, they also were like, we also have something else in development for the PlayStation.
EA
4.
said EA was basically like, we're not really going to favor Xbox.
Yeah.
We're going to make something for
But we
Sony.
will.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, they will.
Yeah, because they filled their pockets
Yeah.
nicely. I mean, that NFL thing is ridiculous.
Yeah. But I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. There's really
Yeah.
nothing else going on. The rest of the year for us is going to be weird schedule-wise. So in 2 weeks, instead of getting a normal podcast like this, we're going to play a game live in here in the studio. And we're going to do that instead. Then 2 weeks after that, you'll get another podcast. The problem with that is that takes us into the first week of December. It's December 7th. After that,
That's after all the big launches.
you have to.
too.
So we'll have a lot to talk about. If we get PS4s, Chris is the only one that's guaranteed to have a PS4 right now. But if we get PS4s, we'll have lots to talk about. The problem is, we work retail. It's Christmas time, so I assume that the next podcast it'll be, we'll talk about what we've been playing.
It's going to be us sleeping.
But the one after that might, instead of being a regular podcast, that might be something where we just do our top 10 games of the year. Yeah. Because there's not going to be any new games coming out. Games are going to be done. There's really not going to be any news because it's going to be, it won't pick up until springtime again. So we might just come back at the, second to last week of December, or it'll be the week before Christmas, and do our top 10 games of the year and maybe take a couple, take a month off and then start again in January. So
we'll just play some games.
yeah, we'll figure it out. That way we have some stuff to talk about we'll bring other games in besides Cards Against Humanity. Maybe we do another episode of Cards Against Humanity. We'll find some other stuff to do. So we'll pepper that in, So if we get together and be like, hey, there's like no news coming on, we haven't had time to play anything, we'll play a game instead. Yeah. So we might do something like that. So in 2 weeks, look for Cards Against Humanity. In 4 weeks, another regular episode of the podcast. and it's kind of cool. You know, we're coming up on 6 months of doing this. You know, we started in June.
Yep.
So it's it's kind of nice. We're in the rhythm, I think, of we kind of got our format down. Even though we're changing now, we're in video, but
Ooh, 3D.
it's not 3D. Like
It's 3D right now. It's not 3D for
HD
that.
video.
yeah, it's HD video. This is
3D.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to render this in 1080p, but at least 720.
Or
But 30 frames
So
a
it's gonna
second.
be good for the 360.
900p, yeah, 900p,
Or the
and it's
one.
locked at 30 frames a second. And actually, it's a 29.97 frames a second. That's what video is in. But I think it's been really fun doing this, and it sounds like we're stopping. We're not stopping or anything.
We are
But
stopping.
We're
It's
just
the
changing it up a
blizzards.
little bit. We want
They don't plow
to
Steve's Road.
do some different
What's that?
things.
They don't plow Steve's Road. There's
Yeah,
a
we can all
chance.
get stuck together.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, they do not plow my road, so you might see this in a foreign location at some point. We'll have to take the green screen with us.
Fantastic.
We'll have to
figure it
take Antonio Banderas with us.
Fantastic. Great.
Not put Antonio Banderas name.
Fabio riding a horse.
Iron Sword.
Iron Sword. Yeah, Iron Sword.
Fabio
Is
right.
that Iron Sword or Wizards and Warriors
Well,
2
it's
Iron Sword?
funny
Where does
because-
it go?
I'm getting all these like old. I'm getting all these old Batman comics.
We're gonna give
and
him a fucking top hat.
the Batman comics. The back of them are like old like Nintendo ads and shit. Like the Mortal Kombat ads are awesome. There's a whole bunch of Iron Sword ads and like the ones from the
Nice, lots of
80s that I've been
Fabios.
getting. Yeah, it's actually kind of neat. But that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. Thank you for checking out the video podcast. If this is your first time watching, which I assume for some of you will be, thank you.
It is the first
And
time watching for
I think
everybody.
this is honestly probably been the least offensive episode we have done.
Yeah, we were pretty nice today.
Yeah, this is weird.
Well,
Like,
wait for 2 weeks because it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I'm going to hell after that one. Just watching the people play that game, man, I'm like, dude, they said the wrong thing. I got so much better.
What are you talking about?
Cards Against Humanity.
Oh yes. Oh
Just
God.
watching some
yeah,
of the-
this
like,
is fucking
It
terrible.
was interesting. I didn't realize you could play that game on like the PC. Like they pop
Really?
up. Yeah, it was pretty neat. I was watching some. I was like, okay, I'll watch a different one because I watched the Giant
Yeah.
Bombcast one, and like, I don't know, they're in like a chat window basically, and they get their black card and they have their own list of their cards, and you get to pick. And obviously, I can only see the one, but I was like, she picked the wrong thing. It was a woman playing, so that's just. All right,
There
we're
we
gonna
go.
go offensive. We're gonna start offending people. A girl playing that
A
game
blind
is just
Jew
terrible.
was playing this
Yeah.
game.
and it's.
But he smelled the
And I
money.
was just like, how did you pick that? That one is so much more offensive and funny.
I don't know who's gonna win. I am assuming it's not going to be Russell or Pete.
all
it
good.
won't be. It won't be Pete.
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
Really?
brother, that Pete is too nice. That Pete is just too nice.
You really want to see where this can go? I don't know. Let's see what the card game is. And
Yeah, I'm gonna win because I'm gonna pick Big Black Dick in Helen Keller's
And
mouth.
everything.
like just this.
I want to
Like,
see the
do
ones
you
that,
think? Do you think that I'm gonna look at my hand and say, "Oh no,
The
that's
two
too
answers.
offensive," and set it aside?
I think you might.
Really?
I'm not.
It's gonna be good. I can't wait. Watch it.
Let's collude so we win.
It should
Sure.
be good.
We can be one person. We stand on each other's
We're not doing any
shoulders.
timer on this shit either. We're gonna.
No, we're gonna play a couple games.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna play a little bit. All right.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
But thank you for watching, and we'll be back in a couple weeks with some Cards Against Humanity.
Bye. 3D.